The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show Backtracks Edition.
In England, their teenage kids are suckers for TikTok trends. Just like the young people here in the States, police have issued a warning to grocery stores over a concerning new viral trend involving baked beans. Why does this sound so familiar? Did we cover this?
No?
Okay. It's just the liquor talking. Grocery stores have been urged to look out for children buying large quantities of baked beans, and parents are being encouraged to check their cupboards. So this new TikTok trend is beaning.
You know, compared to a lot of these other social media trends, this one seems pretty harmless to me.
I suppose in the grand scheme of things, when you consider, tell me if I am correct in stating some of these TikTok trends, eating laundry detergent. Right? Wasn't that a TikTok thing?
Well, I don't know that was TikTok, but that's social media, certainly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
Okay.
Tide Pod Challenge.
Yep.
So what are some specific TikTok things then that I'm missing?
Well, there's one I'm going to talk about in the news called the Devious Lick Challenge.
Oh, no.
Are you guys familiar with this one?
No, and I don't know if I want to.
You might have to go
know
to the bathroom during that.
It involves the bathroom.
Oh, does it?
In some cases, yes.
Come on.
So that's not where folks are going to the grocery store and licking products?
No, it's kind of just a stupid internet term for something else.
Okay.
But, yeah, and then, you know, we've talked about, I forget the names of some of these, but the one where you get out of the car and do a little dance.
Oh.
You know, that killed 100,000 people, believe it or not. What are some of the other ones we've talked about? There's... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Milk crate.
Milk crate, yep.
Yeah,
the
that was
milk
dangerous.
crate. Oh, that was fun to watch, though.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a blast to watch.
There's another one where kids are taking those magnetic beads and making it look like they have a tongue piercing.
Oh.
And a few people have swallowed them, leading to injuries.
Surgery.
So this one seems like the type of prank we'd pull when we were kids.
Yeah.
Harmless, you know.
Yeah, just beans instead of eggs.
Yeah, you're not egging.
Beaning has become very popular on TikTok. Now, this involves children smearing baked beans on people's driveways, on their doors, on their cars, and then, of course, filming it. Numerous videos have been posted on social media with the hashtag Bean Bandits with a Z.
I love baked beans. And I love that there's so many varieties and flavors.
Yeah.
Why with a Z, Cubby?
Because they nasty.
A cop by the name of Michelle Owens over there in England said it has come to the attention of the police that a new trend has started by groups of youths called beaning. If you work in a grocery store, please be aware of young people buying large quantities. If you have children living at home, please be mindful if you see them removing cans of beans from your home. In one picture posted on social media by the cops, 4 empty cans of beans can be seen discarded near a doorstep, which is littered with the little orange beans. Another shows a car with bean sauce dripping down the driver's window,
Ew.
leaving an unsightly orange smudge. This grosses me out because I'm like most everybody else. I love baked beans, but they have to be piping hot. Cold baked beans, just the sight of cold baked beans makes me effing sick.
Yeah, I like them really hot. But I'll take them however they are.
Really?
Yeah.
The thought of cold baked beans dripping down the side of a car is repulsive. I might vomit.
Yeah. Grosses me out.
Yeah, probably because it looks like puke, I'm guessing, obviously.
Oh, ew. Yeah.
I thought, I was going to say maybe something from the other end.
Yeah. Well, it could come either way.
I thought of another challenge. Remember the knockout challenge?
No.
That's terrible. Where kids would go up and knock out somebody. Just give them
That was messed up.
Punch him in the face for no reason.
That sounds like a good way to go from ninth grade to juvenile hall in a heartbeat. Yeah.
That 70-year-old man we were talking about yesterday gave you the knockout challenge once, Josh.
Oh.
Yeah, I never saw it coming. I wasn't a part of it.
He was the original.
Yeah, he was the godfather of it.
He was the OG.
He started it. See? Respect your elders.
Mm-hmm.
They start some pretty cool stuff.
And we like to give kids, crap these days for being lazy and stuff. Like this beanie thing, they probably got to be driving around with can openers or something, unless it's a pop top. I'm not sure what they got. That takes some initiative.
Yeah, it's almost like a phobia, really, I think, my thing with beans. I like
It's really that bad?
Oh, yeah. I like any kind of leftovers, but, if I have baked beans and a couple of wieners for dinner or something, I almost never save the remaining baked beans because I don't want to go near them once they've cooled down.
You can't even chuck them in the microwave and go for round 2?
You mean like the next day?
Yeah.
No, because I don't want to deal with the pot of cold beans. Once dinner is over, there's that half-filled pot of cold beans.
Ugh, yeah.
I
don't want to go near them, so I'll just dump them into the garbage. All the while going, oh, God, did I get a little on my finger?
That's so cute.
I wonder how that started.
I don't know.
So then there's got to be similar foods then, wouldn't there be? Is it just that type of texture? Would other foods be the same way?
Yeah, like mashed potatoes.
Gravy.
Oh, yeah, gravy.
It's about the texture. Good call. You guys are almost like my psychiatrists here, or whatever you call it. Gravy would be another one.
Okay, that makes sense. I was starting to wonder if maybe you got beaned as a kid and had kind of like repressed it.
No, I was never beaned. But yeah, I think I'd rather have you come at me with a shiv than a pot of cold baked beans. You know what I'm saying?
So you couldn't even can you just pick out the little pieces of pork and save those?
No. I just want. I once I've had them piping hot, I want nothing to do with the rest of them.
Now that you brought, I said gravy, I can't do with the little film on the top.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
Or even on mac and cheese sometimes.
That's all I eat is the film. I just ask for gravy. I say, just bring the gravy film.
He puts it between a couple of slices of bread. The day after Thanksgiving, when the rest of us suckers are eating cold turkey sandwich, Cubby's having a gravy film sandwich.
Hey, ain't you that gravy film guy? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head any other foods that give me the willies like that once they've gone cold, but certainly gravy's one of them. I want nothing to do with the remaining gravy. I don't even want it to look at me.
Man, I love it. I'm glad I don't have that phobia or however you want to describe it because I love leftovers.
Yeah. Well, I like most of them.
I mean, beans too. Like if you're at a barbecue.
A picnic.
Sorry, I was just picturing all of us having a picnic. I'm wearing a bonnet. At a barbecue and the beans have been sitting there for a while. I'll still go for them.
I've got another one. When maybe you order a sandwich from a sandwich shop, and that I despise almost all condiments. Take your mayo, take your ketchup, throw them in the garbage. Most of that stuff repulses me. But, in certain situations, let's say you're at a party with a big old sandwich. They get the football field long sandwich, and then the party's over, and they, wrap up a sandwich and take it home.
Oh, no.
I'd rather vomit and then swallow the vomit than eat a leftover cold sandwich with mayo and things like that on it.
Getting soggy bread.
You're crazy.
Soggy bread.
I'll eat anything.
Day-old mayo on a cold sandwich. Shove that put it in the trash.
Yeah, I'll eat that.
I'll eat the heck out of it.
Right now.
Wrap up a sandwich, they say, and I say, get away from me with that wrapped up sandwich.
Yeah.
Outside of the physical abuse, I bet it would be awesome to be your pet. Just with all the leftovers.
Yeah.
The original Toolmaker Jesus says, so beans are like women to Nick. Once he's had them, he just tosses them and moves on.
I was going to make that comparison, but I didn't want to say it.
Well, the original Toolmaker Jesus is not afraid to go there.
Not afraid to go there.
A lot of flicking the bean jokes coming in via the Luther Bloomington Kia text line, by the way.
That's great.
Flicking the bean, yeah.
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
Wapple, put down the porno and mushroom stamp that dad fights button. Randy's lost 2 in a row, hasn't he, Brad?
I don't know. I don't keep track of these things.
Yeah.
Brad has won the last 2.
I believe so.
And 5 of the last 7.
Oh, my damn. Randy.
Why are we keeping track?
You love when we keep track when you win.
Yeah, exactly.
What a douchebag. It's Dad Fights 100.
If I win again today, I may ask what the overall standings are.
You always want to effing know the overall. Dad Fights 100 plus 27 today. It's the Ass Man Randy Shaver versus the Lonely Boy Brad Ryder, our weekly knowledge bowl, our weekly trivia showdown between the 2 smartest guys we know. Today's going to be real simple. Timberwolves. They're in a do-or-die ball game tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder Cats. The subject matter for today's game, famous folks from Oklahoma. Yesterday we were reading a report on common stereotypes for all the 50 states we have here in America, weren't we, Cubby?
We sure were.
And I believe the stereotype for Oklahoma was that the place was loaded with, quote, fake cowboys. That was the stereotype for Oklahoma.
Okay.
Wapple had a whole thing on that. He's like,
Couldn't get me off the subject.
I don't remember this. What were we talking about?
Wapple was talking about he feels like he sees a lot of fake cowboys.
Oh,
lately.
was that just your take, or was that the common stereotype? I don't remember now.
No, that was the stereotype.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Minnesota, just for the record, Randy and Brad, in case you didn't hear this, the stereotype for Minnesota was that we were all very nice. We are pretty much Canada. We have a lot of lakes, but not a lot of success in the playoffs.
That last part wasn't in there.
No, it wasn't.
But it's true.
Famous folks from Oklahoma. It's real simple. We'll give you some damn info on someone who escaped Oklahoma and went on to great things. Could be sports, could be movies, music, as my dad would say. He says music. And you name the sumbitch. Our favorite Okie of all time isn't even a real Okie. The greatest television wrestling announcer of all time, Jim Ross. He was born in California, but moved on to Oklahoma later in life. He bills himself as being from Norman, Oklahoma on television, but hell, he uses the Boomer Sooner fight song as his intro music. He's the #1 fan of Oklahoma college sports. We thought good old JR would like to be part of this, so even though he's not a purebred Okie, you might hear some Jim Ross get involved in today's Dad Fights. What did he say?
Make yourself famous.
Make yourself...
What did we just see? Lips of the biggest ass in the WWF!
Unbelievable.
You don't happen to have... They killed him!
I do. I don't have it on this.
As God is my witness, he's been broken in half.
Just give me 1 second.
That's what he said when Foley came off the cage. Mm-hmm. They killed him. And then the best part of that match, actually, not to take the subject away from JR, was then when Foley went through the cage, the king, Jerry Lawler, says, that's it, he's dead. So you might hear JR involved in our Oklahoma Dad Fights, even though, yeah, he's not a real, but he loves it so much. She's a head-to-head competition. You guys want to be the first to holler out the correct answer. If you're correct, you'll hear the bell. You get a point. If you're incorrect, you'll hear the fart that's amplified by an intercom at Costco. Ah! The king might get involved, too.
He's been to Oklahoma.
I like it.
If you are incorrect, yeah, the fart. No points. You can steal. If your opponent is incorrect, you can steal an answer. 10 challenges plus a tiebreaker if necessary. Let's let Space Cowboy Jesus handle the intro today.
Good morning, brother and sisterhood. This is Space Cowboy Jesus, coming to you live from Janelle Klein's home planet. I'm a humble college student just making his way through the galaxy.
That guy is the coolest guy in the universe.
Today, we have Dad Fights. Introducing first. This man may not ride a cool spaceship like I do, but he does have a knack for drowning golf carts. Randy, the Ass Man Shaver. And his opponent, whose famous baseball broadcast traveled across the stars and put everyone to sleep.
Bases loaded, double. Drive to deep left field, way back, and gone.
Brad, the Lonely Boy Rider. This is Dad Fights 127. See ya, Space Cowboy.
So good.
So good.
Wapple, when you made that with the snoring, was that my dog?
Yes, it was.
I recognized his snoring.
Yep.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
the loudest snoring we have, so it works perfectly.
Yeah, he's got a loud snore. You can hear that throughout the house.
Not bad, Space Cowboy Jesus. Thank you for the intro. If you'd like to provide us an intro, by God, we'd appreciate it. Send us an email, hams93x@gmail.com. Before we get started, I've received a text message from a listener that says if they win WWE tickets this weekend, they'll bring Wapple.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, wow.
That is from currently on probation for stalking and molestation Jesus.
I think we got a winner.
I always like to meet new friends.
Wapple, stranger danger.
Hey, he's on probation. He's paid his debt to society.
For stalking and molestation. All right, so Dad Fights 127. Famous folks from Oklahoma.
This Super Bowl winning quarterback grew up in Oklahoma and started his college career there.
Troy Aikman.
Before transferring to UCLA, these days you can catch him on Monday nights on ESPN. Troy Aikman. He was an early investor in Wingstop. He cashed out his stock in 2015 for $6 million.
Dang.
Troy Aikman like Wingy?
Sounds like you like Wingy.
Wingstop.
Or maybe he likes good investments. But yeah, Wingstop's good. There's one in Roseville that I go to. Very good.
I know you're a big wing guy, Dana, so I don't know if I've been to a Wingstop.
They're good stuff.
Got to try it.
I just had wings last night at Trail Stop in Egan.
Nice.
That's a popular spot.
They are awesome there. I never
Stop
had
it
them
with
before.
the plugs.
I'm not getting anything from them.
You got to go to D-Spot in Oakdale, too.
I'll show you the
that's
D spot.
so what?
I will.
That's great.
You trying to run like a little scalded dog here.
Don't run like a scalded dog, Randy. It's only 1-0, Brad Ryder. Anyone read the recent story about Troy Aikman being a real pain in the ass to work with?
Yeah.
No.
That's too bad. I hope that's not true.
I really like him.
Me too.
It sounds like he's, if you believe some of these articles, that he's kind of a nightmare.
Imagine the tail he raked in. Anyway, apparently the article said he's like, well, I guess he's like some radio people that Josh and I have known over the years. The rumor is that all Troy thinks he has to do is show up because he's so damn special. And he does very little prep. He doesn't know anybody on the staff, whereas who does he work with?
Joe Buck.
Joe Buck knows.
Yeah, he'll take him to dinner, and
he knows the guy, whoever the lowest
camera guy.
Yeah, you know, he comes to all the meetings where Aikman just kind of shows up with a Kopi in his lip and says, "Okay, you know."
Which you probably would think would be the exact opposite from the kind of stuff that Buck, the kind of crap that Buck gets, right?
Everybody just wants to bury Joe Buck when most reports are he's a damn nice guy.
yeah, it sounds like his coworkers enjoy working with Joe
Aikman
Buck.
shows up with a beer buzz and a fat Kopi in his yapper and just, okay, who's playing kind of a thing. All right, 1-0, Brad. Along with a pair of Oscars, this Okie actor
Brad
also...
Pitt.
Wow, I didn't even know he was from Oklahoma.
Me neither. That one
I
took me
didn't
by
know he was from
surprise.
Oklahoma either.
So, Randy, obviously you knew that Brad Pitt was from Oklahoma?
I did.
What the hell?
Huh.
Are you on probation for stalking and molestation?
No, I'm not.
Not molestation.
I didn't have to. I barely had to. Randy's right. Along with a pair of Oscars, this Okie actor also had famous relationships
I
with
actually know where he's from.
Where?
From
Where?
Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Shawnee.
How the heck do you know that?
It's just one of those stupid things that I know just because I like Brad Pitt as an actor, and one day I freaking looked him up.
Does your wife have his poster up in her workout room or something?
She does not.
It's on the ceiling in the bedroom.
Oh, settle down.
Sorry, Randy, sorry.
She doesn't need that to be inspired.
No, that's Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is your daddy?
Oh, my God. Did you guys know this about Brad Pitt prior to making it big in Hollywood? Well, Randy probably knows it, I guess. Brad Pitt, how do you say his name?
Pitt?
He had a couple of interesting gigs. He dressed in a chicken costume to advertise on the street for a fast food joint called El Polo Loco. And he was also in charge of driving and delivering strippers here and there back when he was a young fella.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Well, what movies did he win Oscars for?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Did he win one for Inglourious Bastards?
What about that the fishing one? I never saw it.
River runs through it.
Oh, River Range.
The
fishing movie.
Yeah, the fishing one.
12 Years a Slave and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
What?
That movie was so bad.
Gosh,
Which one?
I hated
That
it
was
so
garbage.
much.
Once upon a
Time
Yes.
in Hollywood.
They handed him an award for that? That's ridiculous.
I cannot get over that movie.
12 Years a Slave, his character was great.
Yeah.
But it was such a small role.
He was also nominated for 12 Monkeys,
Never saw it.
Curious Case of Benjamin
Never
Button,
saw it.
Moneyball,
Saw it.
That's a great movie.
and The Big Short.
That is ridiculous that anybody from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was handed anything more worthwhile than a pack of gum.
I'm really mad that he didn't get at least nominated for Inglourious Bastards. That's my favorite movie.
I love it too.
He's incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of roles he would have deserved.
Gee, that's why we better speed it up here. I'm sorry.
Are we running late?
Well, I mean, I went nuts.
All right, so we're all tied up here?
Yeah.
Born in Oklahoma, this gorgeous country singer broke onto the scene when she won
Carrie Underwood.
Brad.
Carrie Underwood. Yes, season 4 of American Idol. Carrie earned college credits for American Idol.
That's hilarious.
You can do that.
I guess so. She got a mass comm degree from Northeastern State University in Oklahoma and said she would have gone into TV news, Randy, if she hadn't won the show.
Well, she made the right choice.
She probably gets paid less.
She's not making as much money. But...
Oh, she's making plenty.
Oh, my God. Carrie Underwears.
Does she still do is it Sunday night or Monday night football?
She does.
Yeah.
Sunday night?
2-1 Brad Ryder as we are involved in Dad Fights 127, famous folks from Oklahoma. Here's your next challenge, boys. There might be more facts on the internet about this Oklahoman than anyone else you can think of. Facts like, he's the reason Waldo is hiding, or he can kill 2 stones with 1 bird.
Gosh.
No idea.
You know what's he got in his beard? Isn't it another fist?
Yeah.
The correct answer is Chuck Norris.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Okay.
Wouldn't have guessed that.
You got to know the Chuck Norris facts gimmick, and it says here, via Danalysis, that bit was started by a website called Something Awful. They first did it with Vin Diesel, but after it fizzled out because nobody cares about Vin Diesel, they ran a poll of who they should replace Vin with, and Chuck Norris won by a huge margin.
Huh.
And then it mentioned something in here about the Chuck Norris lever on the Conan O'Brien show.
It was a classic bit. He had this lever behind his desk, and when he would pull it, a random clip from Walker, Texas Ranger would play, and they would find the most bizarre clips where, it's hard. You have to see the bit, and everybody laughs at how ridiculous some of the action sequences were in that show of him just roundhouse kicking 8 guys at once and stuff like that.
He's tougher than a $2 steak, no doubt about it.
Tougher than a $2 steak. That's one of my favorites of all time, Wapple.
Love it.
2-1 Brad Ryder. No one got Chuck Norris. We move on.
This current NBA star was born in Oklahoma.
Blake Griffin. He played for Oklahoma.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Blake Griffin, he got into stand-up comedy, and I got to say, he's not bad.
No, he's a funny guy.
Yeah. He does well. He's made appearances on shows like Broad City and The Eric Andre Show. Blake Griffin. He's funny on those roasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a very genuinely charismatic and funny guy.
Still kind of a douche when he plays basketball. He's one of those guys that believes he's never committed a foul. But there's
that's 90% of the NBA.
Yes, it is. But it still makes him one of those guys, doesn't it, Brad?
Sure.
What did JR say?
He said, "Oh, for the love of God."
Oh, are we tied?
Yep.
We are tied. This Oscar-winning director was born in Duncan.
Ron Howard.
Are you kidding me? What's going on here?
Ron Howard.
I heard you the first time, but how did you know that before I even said Duncan, Oklahoma?
Because award-winning director, and I knew he was from Oklahoma.
Did you take Intro to Oklahoma in college?
Did they spell this out in the musical?
I did not. But.
Well, you went to Iowa State. Maybe they had geography of Oklahoma.
Wouldn't that be great if there was a class called Intro to Oklahoma? All right, yeah, Ron effing Howard made his first movie appearance. Opie from how do you call it?
Happy Days.
No.
Andy
before
Griffith.
that, yeah, Andy
Griffith Show.
Made his first movie appearance when he was an 18-month-old baby. He had a regular paper route and played Little League so he could have some semblance of a normal childhood because he was involved in television when he was fresh out the chute. And he always came off like a real down-to-earth dude, despite the whole child star, lifestyle that mangled
He's a
somebody.
great director, though.
Well, he's made some great stuff.
I think he's a genius.
We had no idea that Randy Shaver.
And he's got the weird brother, right?
Clint.
Yeah, he puts in all his movies.
Put us in movies, yeah.
And he sired Bryce Dallas. Ooh, hubba, hubba.
His brother, of course, Dwight Howard.
No, I don't think so.
Is it 3-2, Randy?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right.
This actor-comedian was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and had an 8-year run on Saturday Night Live. The final season of his hit HBO show Barry
Bill Hader.
Oh, gosh. Bill
premieres this Sunday.
Nice one, Brad Ryder.
Along with his many acting credits, he was also a consultant on South Park. He said he just liked hanging out with the creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Oh, I would like that too.
That made him a consultant.
I got a question for you. Who the hell is Bill Hader?
He's a very funny guy.
Gosh,
He's very funny.
Watch Barry on HBO.
That's how I got it. Was when you said Barry.
Yeah.
I think if you saw him, you'd know. I'll show you a picture.
All right.
Been a lot of comedies.
Oh, I love that guy. Okay.
I don't know why I can never keep up with the score of any dad fights.
3-3.
We're tied at 3.
Okay. This is your 8th challenge, gentlemen.
That's Bill Hader right there.
Oh, my God. Bill Hader. He looks a lot like Dwight Howard.
Oh, that is Dwight Howard.
Yeah, why you looked up Dwight Howard?
This guy, you recognize him, right?
Yes, I do recognize him. I don't know from what, but I surely know his face. Here's your 8th challenge as we're tied at 3, aren't we, Wapple?
Yeah.
Here's an Okie who has had 14 number 1 country songs.
Blake Shelton. Took a shot there.
Next week, we're going to do New Mexico. Blake Shelton also somehow suckered Gwen Stefani into marriage. He's a judge on a television program called The Voice. Started singing when he was 8 years old. This is kind of creepy. His mother entered him into children's beauty pageants. That's like the creepiest place on planet Earth, right?
Yeah,
creepy.
I agree.
He's a very good-looking man, though.
When was he the sexiest man of the year? Like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, and people were not happy about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. He got destroyed.
I don't know.
And it doesn't make sense. I think he's really good-looking.
I'm very heterosexual, but he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Blake Shelton and Bill Hader could be urinating in my backyard, and I wouldn't have any idea who they were.
You would know
Shelton
who
is
Blake
good
Shelton
artist.
is.
How would I know who Blake Shelton is?
I'm sure you've just from
You
like
would
being out and
know.
about in the world, you've heard some
There's
of his music.
absolutely no way if Blake Shelton walked in here right now, I would have any idea who he is.
Oh, that's not
Right
true.
there.
That's Dwight Howard.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Oh, dang it.
I mean, is that your screensaver? I know the guy's a good ball player, but no way. Okay, Josh is showing me a picture of Blake. No way I would know who that is.
Hey, well, now you're set.
You guys are acting like he's Weird Al or something. I mean,
And business is damn sure about to pick up.
That's great.
4-3, Brad Ryder?
Yep.
Finish him. This is big.
Okay. All
This is big right here. Business is about ready to pick up.
This 20-time Major League Baseball All-Star probably hit plenty of home runs in Little
Mickey
League.
Mantle.
Fatality. Oh! The winner is Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard won again. The rest of the question would have went probably hit plenty of home runs in Little League in Oklahoma before hitting 536 of them in pinstripes for the Yankees.
How the hell did you get Brad Pitt and
Ron Howard?
Randy, you didn't get Mickey Mantle.
I was about to say Mickey Mantle. He just beat me to the punch.
They killed him.
By God is my witness.
I was sitting here waiting for the Goldberg question.
Goldberg?
That came up yesterday.
That's funny. That
The
came up
wrestling
yesterday.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it came up.
We didn't
weren't
think
sure-
you'd get it.
Yeah, uh-huh.
No, I knew he was from Oklahoma. I was waiting for that one.
We considered
Darn
a
it.
Goldberg question, but I think we all decided that the both of you probably wouldn't know Goldberg, Bill Goldberg.
I wouldn't.
The poor son of a... He's broken in half.
So Bill Goldberg would be, how do I say this? Brad Ryder. Bill Goldberg is kind of like Blake Shelton. You wouldn't have any effing idea.
Well, I got Blake Shelton. I got him right away.
No. You,
If
Oh,
Goldberg
as far as if he was in my backyard. Yeah, you're
some
right.
folks
you're right.
know what I mean by that.
She's a Jezebel with 2 tongues.
Jezebel with 2 tongues. Our final. Nice victory, Brad. Randy, why do you keep losing?
I just keep losing.
He's a gentleman. He's giving Brad. He thinks Brad needs the win.
Number 10, I thought was kind of fun because it's a weird one.
Okay.
Oklahoma-born actor, very distinct.
James Garner.
Not James Garner.
Oh, darn. I knew that one, too.
He's from Oklahoma, too. You're right.
James Garner was a damn living legend.
Yes, he
very
was.
distinct teeth.
Oh.
In movies like Lethal Weapon, Point Break, in 1978, he received the greatest critical acclaim of his career when he portrayed rock and roll legend Buddy Holly in a movie called The Buddy Holly Story.
Wouldn't have known that.
Really? I love the 1978 Buddy Holly Story, where Buddy Holly was played, and terrifically, by Gary Busey.
Oh,
Gary Busey.
Sure.
You guys haven't seen the Buddy Holly Story?
No.
Nope.
Gary Busey whoops a llama's ass in that movie. He's perfect in the role. Well, let's go again on down to the soda shop. What were some of the songs that Buddy Holly...
Yeah, that's it. Let's go down to the soda shop.
F you, Randy. You can't even win a dad fight. Despite answering...
No room to talk.
Answering Ron Howard and Brad Pitt before we get 2 words out. There you go. Big ball game tonight. I'm a little nervous.
I would be, too. If I'm a Wolves fan, I'd be nervous.
I think they'll be fine.
All right, Brad Ryder.
I'm the purveyor of positivity for the Timberwolves. I always have been.
You're kind of known for it.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
Speaking of dog-related gigs here on Bring Your Dog to Work Day, I was reading about some different kind of jobs that you might not have heard about. A dog food taster. A dog food taster. And they don't hire a dog, they hire a human being, apparently. Dog food taster.
Well, how else would you know it's a porterhouse over a filet mignon?
Good question.
You have to eat it.
What the hell are you talking about?
Dog food.
What about dog food? What does that have to do with a porterhouse and a filet mignon?
You know how they put the label of a porterhouse or a filet mignon, so you have to taste them, see which one's which, so you can put the label on.
Yeah, that's true, because it's not like the dog is like, oh, yeah, that tastes like steak.
That's totally a porterhouse.
This is chicken, you liar.
A dog food tester's responsibility is to sit and taste new dog food products.
Barf.
God dang. You have to put dog bones in your mouth. They list bones as one of the... You got to sit there and suck on a bone. You're a human being, for Christ's sake.
I've tried some dog food. Have you guys tried a pupperoni? Oh, actually, I've seen you do it. Waffle, I've seen you do it.
Yeah, we were trying the best dog treats.
Yeah, Beggin' strips.
Yeah,
tried those.
Yeah, those were not where it was at.
Yeah, they smell so good, but they taste so bad.
Yeah, it's false advertising.
Yeah.
Decades
peanut butter
ago,
cookies, though.
Decades ago, I took a bite out of a pupperoni, and it didn't have the same effect on me that it has on the dogs in the television commercials. It was rough.
But those peanut butter dog treats that you can get at Cub, those taste really good.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Have you had canned dog food?
No.
The slimy stuff.
Oh.
No.
I tried it. I thought it looked kind of good.
What?
It's not good at all.
Dude.
The Mall of America used to, well, maybe it's still there. I guess I don't remember seeing it in a while. But they had a kiosk that was like the world's fanciest bakery for dog treats.
Ooh.
And when my stepdaughter was real little, I thought I'd prank her with one. You know, we have prank wars, so I got one. And it's like, oh, hey, would you like a delicious, just normal human cookie?
It was a cookie, okay.
And so she was maybe 7, and she bit into it and immediately realized it wasn't a normal cookie. And I'm like, ha, it's a dog treat. And out of spite, she ate the whole thing.
Oh.
All right, F you, old man.
So when did you taste canned dog food? You just
this was high school.
Yeah?
We were just kind of running through some dares. But I did mix in the film on top, you know.
The
whatever that sauce is on.
The gravy.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
make my stomach hurt.
Yeah, like the gluten, or the gluttonous part.
Just
whatever.
the thick snag on the top of that.
It's like a gravy.
Yeah.
Tattooed Mike Jesus has a German Shepherd trained for his epilepsy. It is crazy, those. I've got a dog story coming up in the news today, but it is crazy how some of these dogs that can smell cancer, or they can, like anxiety dogs that can help you out.
That is unbelievable.
My dog can, my dog Widow, she can tell if I'm like stressed out or like I'm gonna cry, something like that.
Oh yeah, dogs can sense that thing.
It's just like the tone of my voice, and she'll come up and just like lay on my chest and try to distract me.
So does Minnow, my cat.
Dude,
oh,
cool.
She loves doing that.
So if you're a dog food tester, like I said, you're going to have to sit there and taste dog bones, taste the canned meat, the canned food, like Josh was just saying. Jesus, do they... I mean, I don't know anything about this kind of thing, but would they have some kind of super health insurance? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's funny. Is that relatively new within the last few years, pet insurance?
Pet insurance.
I don't know.
I've heard of it, but I don't know if I
know a couple people who have had it, and they one person has never used it. The other person said it basically saved them from declaring bankruptcy.
That's what my girlfriend did. She's done it now twice on her dogs, and one of them she got a huge discounts on diabetes medication and stuff for the dogs.
Really?
Yep.
Bubba Man Jesus said, my daughter dog sits for people in their homes. She makes enough money to where she quit her regular job. Dog and cat owners will pay quite a bit of money. Well, yeah, it's a big business, right? I mean, for some of these companies.
Yeah, if I ever had to pay somebody to watch my dogs, I would definitely overpay them.
More anxiety than hair, Jesus said, Wapple's mom likes to taste bones, Dana said.
Dana? Dude.
He's not even here.
Yeah, that wasn't nice.
I don't think I could handle the gig, dog food taster. You test for flavor and texture in comparison to rival dog food brands and human food. You have to sit there and compare these different dog foods to human food. There's no comparison.
No.
Every day I'd say, the human food, pretty good. Dog food, sucks eggs.
I've seen some of those dog walkers. Well, they'll get like 7, 8 dogs walking around.
That's oppressive. That's too much. I'd get way overstimulated.
A few people are texting in saying, didn't I almost get killed over a can of dog food? I don't want to tell that story again, but the answer is yes. Thank you for listening for all this time, that you still remember the story of me almost being murdered on the streets of Minneapolis over a can of dog food, but...
When Shiza said, I dropped almost $1,000 on my dog in the month of June. Allergies. He has a dermatologist, even. Shout out to McKeever Dermatology, she said.
The vet bills are crazy. If you have to treat your dog for something special, yeah, it's wildly expensive. But
I ran up some credit card debt to save a couple of cats. My girlfriend at the time had a couple of cats, and they ate some stoppers. Like door, like a door stopper.
Sure, the
little rubber end to the springy deal.
A cat ate one of those?
2 of them. 2 cats ate them, and they both had to have surgery. To remove them, and that was not cheap.
Nope.
I think that took me about 2 years to pay off.
Interesting. It is very, very expensive to just own a dog, feed it. Cats too. Feed it, keep it healthy. And then if you find yourself in a situation where you need to save its life, that price skyrockets, but more often than not, it's worth it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
if you can, that's the tough part. If you can't afford it, that's got to be pretty miserable. And I could see why. Some of those, like, I forgot which one of you said it, but you're right. Some of those vet bills are insane.
They didn't make me pay him a dime over at the veterinarian when they killed my dog and then brought it back to life.
Oof.
They didn't charge me for that.
Good.
That was one of the most fascinating hours of my life.
Oh gosh, I'd be walking in there ready to break necks.
Well, come on now, you wouldn't, because
if they killed my dog, absolutely, I would not
understand
leave without
the situation.
Screaming.
Well, the dog was 17 or 18 years old. All right, and it was an honest mistake,
You did yell at him, though, didn't you? Or is that a different dog?
No, that was when Megan Marie got put to sleep. I yelled at the vet because she put when we were putting Megan Marie down, the best girl in the whole world. And when they put the needle in her, she whined. And I'd never heard Megan Marie in pain before. And I hated that because she was the best girl in the whole world. And I flipped out at the vet. And it wasn't the real deal night-night shot. It was the setup shot. You following how that works?
Yep.
So they're like, well, here's just a sedative. And they put the needle in her, and she went, oh, right?
Oh.
And I flipped out. This is 25 years ago. You dumb son of a bitch, you hurt my dog. I flipped out. I felt like a complete prick, later. Because it was an honest mistake. But the story of my dog dying and then coming back to life, I didn't flip out. Because this dog was blind, deaf. He didn't know who the hell he was anymore. We went in for some... Well, number one, it was partially my fault. They sent me some email saying your dog is due for some shots. What I should have said was, this damn thing's 17 years old. He's due for nothing other than death.
True.
But I just was, on cruise control like we get. Oh, here's my dog. Give it whatever shots it needs. It was stupid on my part. I should have said, this thing doesn't need any shots. Look at him.
That's got to be tough, too. I've never seen that.
Dude, it was crazy.
I mean, the dogs that we've had just died at home, of old age.
Right.
And except for one, which was tragic, and it was a surprise. We had to bring her we came home from, this was right before day before the world shut down for the pandemic. And I think we were at the car show, and we come home, and she's acting really weird, and she's usually real hyper, especially when you come home, and she's acting weird. And so, the kid's at home, so my wife's like, I'll just bring her to the vet just to be safe. And then they had to put her down. She had something called bloat. Her stomach flipped up, and she was an old dog. And
that stuff happens so often.
Yeah, I was shocked, and I was miserable that I didn't go with. My wife was bawling after she called me. She's like, what do we do? Because the vet's like, we could do a surgery, but she's not going to survive, and it's just going to torture her. Really.
I know so many people whose dogs have died in that same fashion, where their stomach just kind of goes weepity deep, and that's the end of that.
Marley.
And I didn't even get to say goodbye. I mean, I thought, well, she'll be back tonight and she'll be fine. And then to add to it, my wife's brakes went out on her way home at 2 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they went out.
Someone's looking to kill our entire family.
Yeah.
I almost lost both my bitches in the same night.
Oh. So back to this situation where the dog died in my arms. So I turned him in to get these shots, and it was dumb. Like I said, I should have turned it down in the first place. And, whatever. How that stuff goes. 10 minutes go by, and they bring me back the little dog, the Ozman. Was his name. And he's a little dachshund, so I'm carrying him like a football, and I'm walking up to the desk to pay. And as I'm paying for these shots, all of a sudden, it felt like I had a wet towel over my forearm. And he was just, wow. Eyes rolled up in the back of the head. And I remember looking at the, the receptionist, and I pointed at the dog, and I said, this doesn't look right. And she shot out of her chair.
Oh, no.
And she ran to get the vet who had just treated the dog. And he comes out, and he sees this wet rag with a tongue and a tail and grabs him from me, and they go racing into the back. And honestly, Ashley, because of his age, I didn't really barely react at all. I just kind of told myself, well, that's the end of that one. I really did, because if it would have been a 2-year-old dog, it would have been totally different. But then this dog was older than the hills. So, I don't know, another 10 minutes go by, and here comes the vet, and he is shaking, and he has tears in his eyes, and he says, I'm so sorry. I gave him a shot that I shouldn't have, but I've just given him a shot of adrenaline to his chest, and it looks like he's responding. I think he's going to be okay. And they said, we might want to hang on to him for a couple hours. I said, yeah, go ahead. Give me a call when everything's all right. A couple hours later, they called me. I took him home. He acted like nothing happened.
He was completely fine?
20 minutes later, he died. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
He lived another, maybe lived another year and a half. Or he was 19 stinking years old.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That was one adventure that I'll never forget.
I was just thinking, it's amazing how long he lived.
Oh, damn.
And it's because he consumed the blood of the young. That's got him when he ate my stepdaughter's face.
Oh, it was the blood of the young.
I think that must be it. That's what kept him so young so long.
He did try to eat an 11-year-old. How old was she? 9, 10, 11?
So this would have been 2000. Again, the math on this show can be difficult.
It's brutal.
This was 2008, and she's 21 now. So what does that mean?
Oh, damn. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
You heard us try. If you were listening yesterday,
I'm not
you heard
even
us
going to try.
Yeah, you heard us try to do arithmetic, and we failed terribly. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
You know, one of the most fun gimmicks over this had to have been within the last year, was when we had our listeners just send us pictures of their pets.
That was fun.
And tell us their names. I loved that so much. We're at 651-989-9393. If you didn't get to us last time, hell, it's Bring Your Dog to Work Day. Why not do it again? If you got a spare minute, send us a text to your dog, your cat, whatever.
And a few people already have. It's put a smile on my
really?
face. Yeah, go through. You'll see a few of them.
Yes,
really
I love
like
that. I want all the pictures.
We were talking about how expensive it can be to be a pet owner. This person said they had a dog with epilepsy. They got a credit card just for the vet bills. It averaged between $500 and $800 a month.
A month?
Whoa.
That's like a nice car payment.
They'll get you.
I wouldn't be able to do that. That's so scary.
They'll get you.
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
This year, next story happened right here in the state of Minnesota. Oh, no, sorry, it didn't. I was close, though. Peru.
Yeah, it's different.
The story happened in Peru. I couldn't tell you a damn thing about Peru.
Isn't that where Paddington Bear is from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, who the hell is...
He loves marmalade sandwiches.
He sure does.
They got something going on over there, by God. An indigenous tribe in Peru believes they are being attacked by aliens. Now, since mid-July, members of this tribe, the Iquido tribe, they've been going on and on about how 7-foot-tall aliens are terrorizing their neighborhood. They say the aliens are, quote, predator-like. They float through the sky. They're armored and bulletproof. A tribe leader went ahead and said to somebody who was listening, these are aliens. They seem armored like the Green Goblin from Spider-Man.
Oh, no.
I shot one twice, and it didn't fall. Instead, it elevated and disappeared. Another dude who lives in town said, their faces are hidden and their bodies are floating. They use their arms for balance when flying, but then they walk normally. They fly by, activating something on the bottom of their feet. They have wheels with lights.
That's a hoverboard.
Word is a 15-year-old girl got her ass kicked by one of the aliens. She had to be taken off to the hospital. The villagers have pleaded for local and regional authorities to provide them with military protection. So this story picked up a lot of steam on stupid, unnecessary social media, and everyone's arguing as to how legit these alien claims are. So now here come the Peruvian authorities. Whoever they are. They have a theory as to what's really going on. And it's damn near as ridiculous as the idea of aliens floating into town beating up 15-year-old girls. Are you ready for this? Local authorities say they're not aliens. What they are is illegal gold mining gangs using jetpacks.
Dude, that's sweet.
How do I join?
That is so cool.
2 questions. Where's Peru? Second, how do I get in on this?
Illegal what? Using what? They say illegal gold mining gangs using jetpacks.
They stole my gold on a jetpack.
What did you just say?
They stole my gold on a jetpack.
Is that your imitation of a Peruvian citizen?
A Peruvian old gold miner.
I can picture it.
Yeah.
They say they are gold mining gangs who use state-of-the-art technology like thrusters that allow people to fly.
Would you guys try one out?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. What,
hands down.
Me too.
I was going to ask you, Josh, what do they want in trade for a jetpack?
I'd bet we couldn't afford it. You said yes, Wapple?
Yeah, I think I'd love to try that, even though I'm afraid of heights.
How high would you go? Just a few feet, or would you go for it?
Just a few feet, probably.
Wapple, you and I are going to get jetpacks. I'm also afraid of heights. I imagine the fun will squash our fear instantly.
Maybe
you and I we'll be hovering around. We'll be hovering around the top of the IDS, taking a piss on Minneapolis. The fun will squash our fear. Someone look up what they want in trade for a jetpack.
So try one of those water ones.
That would be
Oh,
cool.
Can you
those
rent
are
those
fun.
here?
I think you can.
That would be sweet. Those do look cool.
I'm going to see if you can rent one. There's a place called Jetpack Midwest.
Okay.
That might be our
Let's see.
ticket.
I want to buy one.
Does it say the price on this?
So let me wrap up this ridiculous ass story. The local authorities say that illegal mining cartels are putting on these jetpacks so they can fly deeper into the forest while they search for gold. No specific individuals or organizations have been named directly. No arrests have been made in relation to these supposed attacks. Maybe I'll jetpack all the way to Wisco for that casino party we're doing in a couple of months.
That'd be fun.
If the price isn't too ridiculous.
I'm seeing you're looking about spending 10 grand on something like this.
Jetpack Midwest looks like it's permanently closed.
Oh.
Shoot.
10
Explore Minnesota and TripAdvisor both have it. It was in Lindstrom.
It was because it was too cool?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I'm sorry. We got to shut you down. You're too awesome.
I thought you were going to say a hell of a lot more than 10 grand ski.
That's to buy one?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now on jetpackamerica.com.
Well, for Pete's sake, I don't see why we don't run out and...
There's also this it's a boat probably bigger than a jet ski or a Sea-Doo that you sit in, and it's shaped like a dolphin, and it can jump out of the water.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I want a jetpack from town to town.
Look at these jet bikes.
I was just going to say,
the jet bikes look sweet.
An electric wakeboard, that looks sweet too. Because then you can just cruise around the lake and you don't have to have a boat.
Oh, dude, that would be sweet.
I want a jetpack and land in the middle of a ring during a heavyweight championship fight.
Oh, that wouldn't go well. That would not go well. Yesterday, I'll tell you what really perked up my day is I saw a guy, he was a middle-aged man, I'm going to guess maybe mid-50s, and he was trying to cross the street, and there's a car about to make a left. So he's waving at the guy. Go ahead. You go, and then I'll go. And he was waving so furiously. He seemed upset or like on something. I don't know. But he knocked his hat right off his head. And I thought, that's good comedy. You don't see that too much.
Yeah.
Knocked his hat off his head?
His own head. And this thing went flying. So he went and grabbed it, and I thought, how lucky am I to see something like that? They can't get better. And then he gets on his motorized skateboard. Again, a guy probably mid to late 50s.
Okay.
And starts to ride it and nearly fell off. I have no idea how he stayed up, and I kept thinking, okay, hurry up, fall. And unfortunately, he didn't. But it was enough comedy just seeing him scramble to stay on that thing.
It's fun to watch people eat turds when they're riding something.
Yeah, as long as they're safe, of course.
Yeah, whatever.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Our experienced and certified technicians at Standard Heating have been trusted to keep our fellow Minnesotans comfortable and confident for over 90 years. We're ready to do the same for you, providing comfort you deserve since 1930.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.
What companies deserve your hard-earned dollar? Which would you want to work for? How can you know if they share your values? Just ask us. Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks who really means business in supporting workers, customers, communities, the environment, and shareholders. We measure progress, track success, and help them be better. When you see the Just Capital seal, you know what's real, because just business is better business. Visit justcapital.com to learn who makes your dollar count.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
I ran into some fun stories about computer whack-off sessions that went sideways.
They can do that sometimes.
You guys still sit up to the computer and masturbate quite often?
No. It's more of a phone situation.
Yeah, I guess I don't really dial up or pull it up on the laptop all that often anymore.
I worry about viruses. If I don't really watch porn, but I mean, that's what when I've got friends that'll just sit there. Like a buddy of mine he's got his own business and he's got this computer that he uses for work and masturbation. And I always think, like, aren't you worried that you're going to get some sort of virus or hacked while whacking it or something?
You know who touches themselves to porn all the time?
Who's that?
Password managers. That's just all they do all day. All day.
My boyfriend got a new an iPad through work yesterday to make his job easier. And the first thing I said, I was like, "Oh, that's good for porn."
Oh, an iPad? Sure, yeah. There you go. Bigger screen than your phone.
He refuses to use his work things for it, though. It's lame.
Oh, what a coward.
He refuses to use his work what?
His work, like computer or iPad that he has now for porn.
For porn.
It's lame.
That would be tough to bring that to the IT guy and be like,
yeah.
So here's the thing. You might want to rub it down with the Clorox wipe before you start typing on it, but...
So what I ran into here, just your classic getting caught masturbating type stories, but since we were on the topic of computers, a couple of these. Here's a kid, family computer was in the front room after school. Parents were in their room, and he says, I figured a quick stroke to relieve some teenage angst was in order.
We've all been there.
My mom came out unexpectedly, and I tried to shut it down and pull my pants up in one motion. The computer was old and slow, so it took a second for the page to close, so she definitely saw what I was watching for a brief second. I got a personal laptop for Christmas.
Win-win.
They didn't want to deal with that anymore.
No.
God dang. Josh, is that one of those parenting moments where you say to yourself, welcome to the big leagues, when you catch a child touching themselves?
Thank God never experienced something like that.
That's my child. A few years ago, he was, playing t-ball and and watching the Muppet Show and things like that. Now look at, come on with that.
I did have to tell my wife, you're going to have to be a little more careful about opening doors and, that kind of stuff. Just got to watch out for something like that.
You guys know the story of my two buddies sitting around. We were drinking beer after a beer league hockey game, and the older guy says to the younger guy, what I mean by younger guy is like, 27, 28, 9, 30, whatever. The older guy was like, 50. And the older guy says, what's going on, to the younger guy? And he says, well, my oldest daughter just had her first period. And the older guy says, welcome to the big leagues. What else happened to these people with computers? Okay, maybe you guys remember this kind of stuff. Dial-up internet.
The worst.
Okay, what was so bad about it?
At the time, it wasn't, though. Yeah, at the time, it's incredible.
Right,
the
but
technology.
Looking back now, how spoiled we are now. You look back and you think about trying to get it to connect and you hear that sound like...
It didn't sound like that at all, for the record.
What the hell was that? Dial-up internet, okay. So I think I remember something or another about this. You just... Oh, okay, you had to unplug the phone, right?
Yeah, that's the sound of it.
Yeah.
You unplug the phone and plug the phone cord into the computer. Isn't that how it worked?
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then didn't you have to have a disc, a CD, like from AOL or something like that you had to put in the computer?
Yep.
Jesus. And it would take forever.
Yes.
That was the pain?
It was a process,
right. This story talks about dial-up internet. There were extra charges for adult websites. Anyone remember how you got around that?
No, I never really looked at porn when back in the dial-up internet days.
Oh, you did? Oh, you were too young for that? Or you were too afraid? Or what?
I also think on AOL, my parents had some type of parental restrictions or something. It blocked websites and that kind of thing too.
Wappa, was that your situation? All three of you over there, the young people?
No.
Yep.
What?
No, I got on.
So how did you explain the charges? It says here extra charges for...
I never saw any extra charges. And my parents never even said, hey, what's this website we're paying for?
All right. Well, maybe they just didn't want to embarrass you.
Maybe.
Okay.
You're racking their credit card up.
So it says here, extra charges for adult websites. Here's a kid or a guy. He's a guy now. He was a kid. When he was 13, he racked up $500 in porno charges. And he had to explain that to his mama.
That's tough.
That probably wouldn't take as long as you think, I'd imagine. I mean, I don't know what a Pornhub subscription costs or anything like that, but I'd imagine you could probably rack up some charges pretty quick. But if you want to masturbate, maybe it's worth it. Right afterwards, you probably feel some shame and regret.
Yeah.
I will pay anything for an orgasm right now. Anything.
All right, now I don't want to pay anything.
I said some things. I made some choices.
Caught whacking it at the family computer at age 13 by my stepdad. This is a young fella. Got caught by my stepdad. His reaction was to get super angry. He unplugged the computer and he called the real dad.
See, as a stepdad, I don't think I'd want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And what's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Oh, a 13-year-old kid was whacking it. Like, what a shock.
All right.
I have a feeling if I were a real dad, I would be pretty disconnected from my children's lives. I would be a terrible parent. If I were a stepdad, Christ, I don't even know if I'd care what their names are. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
That's just a comment on myself. I'm just saying I would be a terrible parent. As a real dad, as a stepdad, my God, I would just... So here's a kid caught by his stepdad. His stepdad got pissed, called the real dad. At one point, stepdad passes the kid the phone, and he hears his dad say, I told him to leave you alone. From now on, whack off in your own room.
It's a great fatherly advice.
Yeah, so back to the same buddy who uses his work computer to masturbate. He just does it like in the living room, you know? And I don't get that.
Who does it in the living room?
A friend of mine. Like he'll just, when nobody, you know, when people are in other parts of the house, I'm like,
what?
Yeah, I'm like,
He's got kids running around?
Yeah.
I was thinking everyone was gone when you said that he'd do it in the living room.
Oh, no.
But no,
Not
they're
at
right
all.
downstairs.
No.
Right down the hall.
Ballsy move.
And he's never been caught by a kid running around the car?
No.
How old are the kid? Would they know what he's doing if they round it?
Yeah, at least one of them would.
What the hell's the matter with this guy? Is he some
don't
kind
know.
of sick exhibitionist or something?
He's horny. I mean, you know, growing up in the commune like I did, where there's people everywhere, you found a bathroom. That's pretty much your only place. If you share a room with your brother and your cousin and things like that, you don't have a lot of places to go.
Well, I've told you before about the gal who used to work here. She used to tell me stories about her younger brother. So she was probably only 20 or something like that. She still lived with her folks. A lot of folks in radio still have to live with their parents. So she's only about 20, and she had like a 15-year-old brother. And they had one family computer. This is 20-some years ago. And her younger brother would constantly drop his pants and underwears and go at it in front of the family computer. And when people would, whether it be her or the folks, when they'd walk in on him, he was defiant about it. Like they were stepping on his personal space, and it was
Like it was their fault that they caught him. Yeah.
Well, it was just I don't know about fault, but he reacted with defiance and anger, as if, hey, get out of here.
Trying to whack it over here.
And I remember saying to her, hey, it's not my business, but you might want to have this kid talk to somebody. That's really not a normal reaction.
No, not at all. I liked on this list, there was the kid that got caught watching Girls Gone Wild by his dad, who took the DVD and said he was going to break it, and he was sure his dad actually has whacked off to it many, many times.
Definitely.
I wouldn't want to masturbate to the same thing my dad is.
I'm confiscating this from you, and I'm going to break it because you shouldn't have this. It's going to my personal collection.
Well, here's a young lady. When she was in college, Had a couple of roommates. She had a long-distance relationship going with her boyfriend, and she was having FaceTime sex. Anybody tried it?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Well, what did you think
Like
of
pandemic?
Yeah,
During the
no,
pandemic?
just I had my booth and went to Ireland for 2 weeks, so had to make something happen.
Okay,
it was pretty
Ashley,
cool.
before you get into the conversation, I hope you know that for the rest of this morning, you're not allowed to say boo thin.
Okay, deal.
Once a show.
Deal.
Once a show. I can only stomach that once a show. He was in Ireland, and go ahead.
Yeah, and so used like the little FaceTime thing. It was cool, I guess.
The camera's pointed at you. You're wailing upon yourself. And he's got a camera pointed on him, and he's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time to me.
I was always afraid to do it because I don't even like to like regularly FaceTime people. It just makes me uncomfortable. But I was like, I'll give it a try. Turns out, it's pretty cool.
This gal,
that's the one and only, or you've decided to make that a regular?
We've done it a couple times.
Yeah, I don't think I could. I
know you
I
couldn't.
don't think I could.
I know you could. I'm in.
I know Wapple couldn't because I've asked him if he wanted to, and he said no.
You said you wouldn't tell.
I'll do it with a wrong number.
Whoop, sorry.
You really could?
What are you up to?
It is a little odd, like afterwards.
Hey, wrong number, but you know what? You got a few minutes? What are you doing?
That's a good point, Ashley.
What's that?
Yeah, what do you say afterwards? Well, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, good game. So, how was your day?
You don't have to say anything afterwards.
You
What'd
say,
you have
hey,
for
I'm going to go
dinner?"
make a sandwich. I'll see you later.
You just hang up?
Yeah.
It's like that South Park episode, dude masturbating, when they're going through the...
was it
Chat roulette.
Yeah.
Chat roulette. Yeah.
Chat roulette.
I mean, do you remember saying anything afterwards, Ashley? First time you had FaceTime sex, did you say, hey, it's not my business, but you might want to get a rag or a towel up?
We just continued the conversation.
Dude just
all right.
cleaned himself up, you cleaned yourself up, and then it was like, so, what are you going to have for dinner?
Yeah, usually get off FaceTime, though, and go back to, a normal conversation on the phone.
Sure.
So you don't have to see each other's faces.
I wouldn't worry too much about the post conversation. I mean, just whatever. I'm not trying to be cute with this, but whatever comes up.
I'll tell you what, that's all I'm thinking about now. I've forgotten about the uncomfortableness with the rest of it, but... So do you got to time it out like you would normal sex? Where you try and make sure the other person's satisfied before you are?
Oh, you try to both go at the same time,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So how do you do that virtually? Same cues you might pick up when you're together?
Yeah,
Or do you
being
give a
woman-
countdown you can just add to the screen?
Being a woman, it's kind of you get yourself to the edge, and then you just wait for them, because
oh really?
Yeah, because I don't know, men are more or not as difficult. So
yeah, good news for my wife. She wouldn't have to wait long. That's for sure.
You get the phone bill here. We had a 9-second FaceTime conversation. You could do it, Cubby.
I don't think so.
Well, here's what
let's say my wife was gone for a long time, maybe I could.
Or forever. You find a new girlfriend. I know what you're saying, Smashley.
yeah.
Didn't you ever have phone sex, Josh?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that was where where are you at? Well, I'm getting there. All right, well, I'm ready.
That's pretty cool.
Talk like Ashley was saying, to try to time it out. How much more time do you need? I don't know. Minute or so.
I bet if I was late teens, early 20s, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, you would.
Be more adventurous.
Yeah, we didn't have anything like that back in the day.
You put a filter on your face during or something.
Oh, hey, all of a
Those
sudden.
Snapchat filters where you have a clown mask on your face.
You're crying. The crying filter.
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show Backtracks.
Let me ask you two a question, because earlier on we began to trade a couple of bad bar gig stories. That's part of the gimmick around here, or at least it used to be. You send your radio personality out to a bar for a couple hours to give this and that away, or you send your radio personality out to watch a ball game and you announce on the air, hey, gather around, come to Frank's Bar. Wapple's going to be giving away bumper stickers and shots of Goldschlager, whatever the hell. Do TV personalities do that kind of thing in the beginning of their careers? Go out and meet the public at a scheduled event?
I think they will do those things if they're emceeing an event.
Seems like you guys do that a lot, charities and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really more about how we would be out in the public.
Janelle, do you ever? I mean, I know
you did
hosted
the commencement address, and you did that insurance seminar.
Yes.
You've done some exciting things.
That's true.
The insurance seminar.
Didn't you say that was actually fun?
It was fun. The people were pretty funny.
Okay, but so you host things, but it's never a situation where they say, join our new sports guy at Frank's Bar from 6 to 8. Why do we get screwed into that? Why don't
I did that one in my first job.
What, in a television?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Well, I remember a highlight. I won the lefse making contest in Devil's Lake, North Dakota.
Really?
Celebrity lefse making contest.
Why don't you lead with that, Evan?
I mean,
how do you keep that a secret?
Well,
unbelievable.
I had my grandma show me how to do it, and I went in there and cleaned house.
That's awesome.
So maybe it's a small market thing. If
Maybe.
you're starting off in a small market, they'll send you out for more exposure.
Right.
You went to a lefse making contest and you won.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Janelle.
Big time, you guys. I think it was in the paper.
You're talking about the paper in Devil's Lake, North Dakota.
Yeah.
It made that paper?
I'm pretty sure it did.
You are a big wheel.
Yeah, the more I learn about you, the more interesting.
Right?
You are fascinating. You're very close to the vest, but you reveal these little things every once in a while. It's fascinating.
On a side note, a buddy of mine recently went to a lefse cooking class.
Really?
Or
He
a
did?
lefse making class. I'm not sure what you would call it because I wouldn't know how to make anything, but yeah. Well, okay. So maybe it's a small market thing. Maybe that's what...
Yeah, I mean, I've never done it here.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure no one wants to meet me here.
Yes, they do.
It's a small market thing for sure.
The text messages come in like crazy, wanting Jungle Jane to be here or there. So, yeah, I mean, what a horrible thing. You lucky bastards. You don't have to. Now, some of them can be great. I had many, many bar gigs over the years representing the radio station here that were a blast.
Well, especially the ones where we're giving away just incredible prizes. That's so much fun.
That's a hell of a deal. You change somebody's life.
Yeah.
But just your typical 8 to 10, come on out and join this radio personality thing. I'm not trying to make it sound like it was all awful, because I had some great times and met some great people. But we've all had our little disasters. And Wapple had one last week. He said a fight started at the bar or whatever. Someone got thrown out.
Over Wapple?
Yeah.
No.
It was 2 girls.
2 girls, 1 Wapple.
Yeah. 2 girls, 1 Muppet.
No strings attached.
So to any of you, Dana, you've been in radio a long time. Do you have any of those disaster bar gig stories?
Not too many, really. Just I guess some of the bad ones are the ones where it was poorly planned, and it's just like you standing there with like the bar manager and nobody shows up.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's the worst.
Or they send you to a place that makes no sense for your radio station.
Exactly.
Hey, here we are at a nursing home. Nobody knew we were going to be there. They all think you're going to do a live broadcast, which you're not going to do.
No, absolutely.
One time I had a gig at it was like a country clothing store with cowboy hats, cowboy boots. No one understood why 93X was there or I was there, and I don't have an answer for them either.
Yeah, well, I have an answer because some of the sales staff over the years have been crooked. And they'll do anything for $1, including putting us in the most awkward situation possible.
Because the salespeople, they don't have to be there. That's just not on them. They just leave us out to dry.
Josh is right. The sales staff in the old days would mislead these bar owners into thinking we're doing a live broadcast. So you walk in and the boss of the bar, the manager, well, where are you going to broadcast from? Broadcast? I'm going to stand here, I'm going to hand a bumper sticker to 4 or 5 people, and I'm leaving.
And sometimes just the fact they didn't know you were even going to be there, it can be bitter.
That happens a lot.
And, here's the deal. It's not just bars. They'll put us at a grocery store. God knows. Josh was
years ago when we were young enough to do this, I took all the bars and Josh took all the non-bars. So you've got to have a couple, Josh, where they put you at a shoe store and it's just...
Well, there's a couple. Now, I like those. I actually like some of those. But because you get more time just to talk to people, than when you're doing an actual bar gig. But I'd say the couple that were the most uncomfortable is I did a few at tax offices.
My God.
So it'd be me and the Statue of Liberty on roller skates. But the most uncomfortable one was a cubicle. It was a tax cubicle in the middle of Southdale. And it was just me, a guy, and a fake plant in his cubicle. It made no sense. I don't know why we were there. We became fast friends, but it was so uncomfortable.
You and the plant?
The plant / urinal, yes. And then there was another one where we were in a downtown Skyway, and it was for a cell phone store. And it was on a holiday weekend, and you couldn't really, there's only 1 or 2 entrances to actually get in there, like in the whole area, because everything was shut down, and I think one person showed up by accident.
Oh my gosh.
During a holiday.
Yeah, it was, nobody was there.
Gonna be there.
And we even said ahead of time, are you sure that this is what you want to do on this day? And that's what they did.
So awful, so awkward and uncomfortable.
And boy, 2 hours can really drag when it's something like that. You make the rule. Yeah, you can't watch the clock, though.
Yep.
You just can't look on something like that.
It's misery. It's pure misery. I got locked into a couple of those in the early days, but I quickly told the sales department, look, send me to a bar or nothing. I'm not going to stand it. But no offense to hardware stores or anything like that. I love a good hardware, but I'm not going to stand there for 2 hours and an 80-year-old walks in to get some lawn fertilizer and I got to bother him about whether or not he wants a Motley Crue CD. You know what I mean?
I did love the Menards ones. Those are fun. Except, I think it was Menards. Where it was that or Fleet Farm. Their PA system times out. And nobody told me that the first time.
Yeah.
So be like, hey, I'm with 93X. We're going to be giving away concert tickets today, so make...
Exactly.
And that's what happened. You get like 15 seconds, and then you got to get back on and feel like a moron.
Yep.
Well, hold on, I got more. You'd have to wait for the next one, start over.
Just awful things. I have a couple that stand out from my bar gig. I guess I'll just use the word career since I can't come up with any other word, that were just atrocious. And this was before I realized the anything for a buck, type attitude that the sales staff had at the time. They don't care what situation they put you in if it puts a few bucks in the radio station's pocket, more importantly, their pocket. And then you got a program director who sells it as, so you don't want to further the word of the radio station. So
you're just going to turn down money?
Yeah, when you complain about it, you're going to turn down money, or you're going to turn down exposure for the radio, so they guilt trip you into it. So I was too young to realize what I got myself into. But a sales staffer said, I've got a bar gig for you, this Saturday at a bar. I think it was like up in Coon Rapids or something like that. And I was still in that mode where I believed that, they wouldn't put me in a stupid situation. It's 93X sales staff. So I show up, and as soon as I walk in, I know this is trouble. It was like a dining. How do you call that? You sit down and watch a show. What do you call that? A dinner club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All old timers sitting at in a darkly lit room. All old timers sitting at fancy dinner tables, and there's a stage with a curtain. And I go right away. Let's say the sales guy's name was Donnie. As soon as I walked in the bar, I said to myself, "F you, Donnie. You put me." This was not. The manager of the place had no idea why I was there. Had no idea. And then sure as hell, the curtain opens up and 3, I'd say 55, 60-year-old women strut out onto the stage in fancy sequin dresses, and it's ooh-wah, 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 why do fools fall in love? And then the crowd's like, why do the birds sing? It was like an old-timers, dining hall of some sort with live entertainment.
That sounds awesome.
And I said to our promotions person, put the gear in the vehicle, we're leaving. And then I come back here, how was the gig? I said, how was the gig? It was basically an old folks' home, you prick.
Yeah, I drove to Coon Rapids for that.
Hey.
Wait a minute.
Let's just back up 1 second.
Last week you were offended when I
Well,
called
let's
your...
just slow the roll here.
He's come to grips with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Or when the prizes are mismatched.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where it doesn't make any sense. But all right, everybody, thanks for coming out. We've got $100 gift cards to Sex World, and really nice to be here at the 2005 Christian College Fair.
Right. Supper club is the word I was trying to come up with. Yeah, Josh, the terrible prizes. True story, I once went to a bar gig, and this was like a hardcore beer-drinking rock bar, and I look in the prize box to see what I have to give away. Not making this up, I had a dictionary.
Did you give it away?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I turned it into a gimmick, Ashley. I was so sick of being given garbage giveaways, garbage prizes for the gigs that I really liked, that I made up a segment, on the mic at the bar gig where I'd say it's time to give away stuff that sucks.
Oh, that's fun.
So
All
I gave, seriously, it was wrapped in plastic. It was a brand new 1999 Webster's Dictionary. And I handed it to some guy who was high on meth. You know what I'm saying?
And I got used in a bar fight later on that night.
Yeah. But the old singing club that I went to, the others are where it gets wicked out of control, and somehow I am to blame. Now, this happened to me at a real deal biker bar, real deal joint. When I walked in, I thought, I'm going to get stabbed to death in this joint. This was the real deal. And it was one of those, just like in a movie, the first time I took the mic, I tried to make a joke, and I was nervous, thinking, what if this joke goes nowhere? All these bikers, tough-looking cats, and their women are sitting in the bar. And the joke, it was like in the movies where I told the joke, and the biggest, baddest dude in the bar went, and then everyone else went, oh, yeah! You know what I mean? I cracked the toughest nut in the bar, and I was instantly accepted. But this was a joint where every night I was there, we had a hot legs contest.
Oh.
The ladies come out with it was all, the ladies volunteered for this, right? And then these were all the bikers' girlfriends. And then the ladies would end up getting completely naked. It was just buck wild. And then the owner would walk up and say, what are you doing up here? And I'd say, what the hell are you coming after me for? I am not in control of this. It just was like out of control. What could I do? And if I this was the troubling part, was if I said on the mic, hey, ladies, calm down, then the bikers would be like, don't tell my lady to calm down. If she wants to get naked, she can get naked.
That's the worst. Yeah, because you're going to lose the crowd right away when you tell them to put their clothes back on.
I got the bikers telling me to let everyone get naked. I got the owner saying, hey, tell them to put their clothes back on. I'm not going to say jack squat. I'm going to sit here. A lot of adventures over the years. You TV people are lucky. Lucky you never had to do that. Would you make us some lefse and bring it in sometime, Janelle?
For sure. Do you guys eat it?
I got to be honest, I don't fully know what it is. Is it some sort of bread?
Yeah,
something?
I'm not sure what that is. I've heard it a million times, and I probably have eaten it before. I didn't ask what it was called.
You guys, this is worse than when you didn't know what top the tater is. You're from Minnesota and you've never eaten lefse.
Oh, really? Dang it, I don't want to take the abuse.
I know it's
You
a
guys.
big... No. Janelle, please. You sound like Randy right now.
Nothing wrong with that, Janelle.
I know it's like a Norwegian, Swedish thing.
It's Norwegian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably have had it, but I never asked what it was called. What
Okay.
isn't it like a sweet treat?
Sort of. No, not really. It's potato based.
Oh.
And
I thought it was like a bread.
No, it's very thin, almost like a tortilla.
Or like
it's
a crepe.
really, like a crepe. That's a good, and then you can, typically you put butter and sugar on it and then you roll it up.
I put butter and sugar on everything. Pretty much.
Well, there you go. I'm absolutely going to do this now.
I once put butter and sugar on Josh and rolled him up.
That was one of the weirder bar gigs we've ever had.
Was it in the paper?
Anything for a buck. All right. Yeah. Before all the Swedes or whatever come after us. Yeah, I've heard of lefse over and over again in my lifetime. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't cook. Make some for us if you have the time and you have the desire, because I want it. I mean, you got first place.
I know.
So it must have been good.
Wow.
Out of how many? Just out of curiosity.
I think there were like 3 people.
Hey, you still won. That's still a W.
And of course, now we have people texting in saying they love Lefse, and some calling it garbage and all that.
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
What the hell? What happened?
Hot Mom Slayer Jesus says, Lefse is life, bruh. That good, huh? Yeah, bruh.
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
I got a new word for you. I'm pretty excited about this because I've never heard this word before, and we can all learn about it together as a family. The word is sporn sexual. S-P-O-R-N sexual. Sporn sexual. And here's what I'm told the definition of sporn sexual is. It's a term originating in the mid-2010 skis. It's used to describe a straight man who is, quote, fragranced, buffed, ripped, groomed, and selfie-adoring.
I'm out.
This is why none of us have heard of it.
Well, I do like to be fragranced. Axe body spray. That's my go-to.
Yeah, you do cover yourself in that like you would, like that protectant you put on a couch, the stain protectant. Get every nook and cranny. Scotch Guard. That's what it is, Scotch Guard.
It smells like a high school locker room.
Get ready, folks, that are going to join us Friday on the boat ride.
Oh, there'll be a little extra.
We have to.
I will throw a little extra pump on there for the crowd on the Rock the River party boat. I got a write-up here on a sporn sexual who is also a polygamist and lives with his 8 wives. His name is Arthur. Oh, Arthur. Once in your life, you find her. Right, Cubby?
Mm-hmm. I loved Arthur.
Your heart around, and next thing you know, you're closing down the town.
He liked to drink. I'm just going to throw that out there, and I hope nobody minds.
Who likes to drink?
Arthur.
Oh, my damn. This guy's name is Arthur. He lives in Brazil. He is a sporn sexual. And as I already said, he's ass deep in wives. He's got 8 of them. Someone over there asked him what life is like with that kind of setup. You tell me what you think. Well, first off, I would think this would be some kind of dominant master versus sex slaves type of a thing. That's what.
Hot.
Of course it does.
Really?
That's what I picture when I. Don't you guys, when you think about a guy with 8 wives?
Absolutely. He's some sort of cult.
Yeah, he runs the show.
Some overbearing master slave type setup.
You said sounds hot, Ashley. Like, which side would you want to be on?
Both.
Both? Okay.
More of a submissive, though, situation.
I don't see you as being submissive in any situation.
Yeah, that's actually like the only time it ever actually happens is during those kind of things.
During sex. During romance.
Yes.
That's when you like to be submissive.
Yeah.
I know, Josh, you like...
a complete simp.
I don't even know what that means, but...
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
I think I've heard it used before.
I know.
Is that a bad word?
Yeah, I've heard it.
No, not at all. It's a way of like, gosh, I don't know. Dana, do you know how to describe it?
Well, Dana's a simple tin. I've heard that before.
Now, are you sure you didn't mean to say sub?
No.
Okay.
Yep,
simp.
I've certainly heard the word as well. I just don't know what it means, and now I'm a little nervous.
I've got a simp
It says somebody who is overly submissive.
Josh, you have a strong simp hand?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
That's sweet. I like that.
Nick, simping ain't easy.
You know what? It's really not, Josh. It's a struggle out there.
I know, Josh, you tune this stuff out a lot when Ashley talks about sex because you picture yourself as a father figure.
Did you see the face I was making when we were talking about this? Yeah,
I can't see through my glasses.
Oh,
were you cringing?
Yes.
Yeah. But, I mean, you got to remember, she has a paddle
hanging on the wall
in her bedroom that she likes to be used upon her. So,
hey, real quick,
brace yourself, Josh. Brace yourself if she continues on this topic.
Ashley, you were nice enough to invite us all over to see your new place.
Yep.
If I can make one request.
Yep. I can do that for you, Josh.
You can?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Put the paddle away.
Just put a clock up there or something. I don't even know. I don't want to know where it was hanging.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm gonna come out in the backyard, just swinging it over my head. Look at this! Look at what I found!
So back to dude here. Like I was saying, when I hear about a guy with 8 wives, I think it's going to be some domineering type of a situation. But that's not the case. He says his wives are very strict.
Oh, that's fun.
He has to stay in shape and keep his abs ripped. Otherwise, the wives bust his balls about it.
Has anyone been in a relationship like that here?
Oh, gosh, no. That would not work out for them.
No.
Thankfully, I haven't either.
Where your significant other was very critical of your appearance?
The closest would be the opposite way, where I dated a girl, I was so thin at this time that it made her uncomfortable that I was thinner than her.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, I'd imagine you were always so thin growing up. I mean, is that something you ran into as well?
I've heard it. I've had past girlfriends make jokes about that. I don't think they were ever serious about it.
Yeah, there was one, I don't know if I should say the name, but there was one in particular, and she didn't have a weight issue at all.
Okay. You're writing her name down for me?
Yeah.
Because you're sure I'll remember her?
Who this is, yeah.
Yeah, let me see.
This is a nickname, at least. Can you see that?
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Could you also, now that you know who it is, could you see that person being that way?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So someone, but none of us have been in a situation where we had a significant other who was overly critical about our weight or anything like that. That's silly.
No.
I do know a lady who said to her husband, and she was serious. How did she say it? I want to recreate it as perfectly as I can. Oh, okay. She basically said to her husband, "Look, we're not having sex again until you lose 10 pounds."
Oh, wow. That's terrible. I can't imagine ever saying that to another person.
No, especially somebody that you supposedly care about.
Mm-hmm. That was
maybe that's your answer.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't care about him.
Yeah.
That'd be a loose idea with this couple, Ashley, to actually care about each other.
I would never say that to someone. I'd need an intermediary.
That's rough.
Somebody to go in between and say that.
Right.
Dana, will you tell my lover that she needs to lose 10 pounds?
It's like, hey, do you want to go to the gym together?
I can't imagine surviving that conversation.
No. I wish somebody would say something like that to me. It would not end well.
After she finished eating all the meat off the bone and wiped barbecue sauce off her face, she'd stab me with that rib.
She sharpens it with her teeth.
You're a dead man.
So it sounds like this guy's 8 wives, this sporn sexual, and I don't understand the name. Anyone understand? How does...
No.
Usually the title reflects something. I still don't get, what does it mean? Why is the word sporn sexual? Is sporn something? I don't know. I'll let it go. This dude's wives kind of run the show. They demand he stay in shape. They keep an eye on what he eats. He doesn't get to eat gluten, dairy, breads, or pasta.
What's the point of anything?
What else is there to eat?
That reminds me of the top dog of the state patrol. One of the biggest names in Minnesota law enforcement, Matt Langer. Lovely guy, awesome sense of humor, and a super funny dude. I love Matt Langer. He was our trooper for a very long time, and his wife doesn't let him drink chocolate milk.
Dude.
He's one of the most powerful people in the state of Minnesota. But yeah, he can't drink chocolate milk. Get that out of there. You can't drink
all
it.
the whiskey you want, but you have one sip of chocolate milk, you're in deep trouble.
Remember him telling us that, Nick?
Yes, that was
that sucks.
shocking.
That's adorable.
Love chocolate milk.
It also was pretty cute.
It was cute.
Sex can be tricky, he says, this guy with the 8 wives. He's had to create a schedule to keep track. He's had to create a schedule to keep track of which wife he's banging and when.
Wouldn't that be a problem a lot of people would love to have?
Come on.
Which I can understand that. You'd have to keep a schedule, absolutely. Okay, wait a minute. Last night. Who was I with last night? Okay, so I'll schedule her down here later on at the week.
I could pencil in at 2:30 on Wednesday.
The poor sumbitch says sex has become something of a chore and not something he does for pleasure. Well, now he knows how all my ex-girlfriends have felt. Sometimes Arthur says he has sex with one wife while thinking about another.
Oh, no.
Tell you what, brother, you don't have to have 8 wives or even one wife to have sex with one person while thinking about it. Hell, I had sex with Jennifer Aniston a couple nights ago. At least that's how I was imagining it.
I went with Brad Pitt, her
Did
ex.
you?
Yeah.
There you go. He started off with just one wife, who was a swinger like him. But then polygamy was banned in Brazil, and in protest of that, he married 8 more women, bringing his total to 9. Earlier this year, one of his wives got burned out on this wacky scene, and she took a walk, bringing the total number of wives back down to 8. That's Arthur for you.
You know, I know what he's saying about sex can become a chore. It's something I never, ever thought I would say. But then for anybody who's gone through fertility issues, you know, you might feel the same way. Or maybe not even fertility issues, but just trying to conceive. You know, it's amazing how difficult it is. And, you know, you think about somebody on their first time under the bleachers at a homecoming game, they get pregnant.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're trying, sometimes it's very, very difficult. So there was a time, you know, because everybody would say the same thing. Well, I bet practicing's fun or that kind of thing. And at first, sure. But after a while, it's like, you know, it's like, okay, we got to go right now at this time. Here we are. You're charting it and taking temperatures. It kind of ruins everything.
I hear you, dude.
That's where the idea of Brad Pitt comes in. Or any of the most famous Chris's.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Our experienced and certified technicians at Standard Heating have been trusted to keep our fellow Minnesotans comfortable and confident for over 90 years. We're ready to do the same for you, providing comfort you deserve since 1930.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.
America starts the day with America in the Morning. Hi, I'm John Trout, your host for the latest news, politics, entertainment, business, and weather. Our staff of correspondents provide a fast-paced look at the world with specialized reports from where news happens.
In New York, I'm Sue Aller.
I'm Charles Tiladesma. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
I'm Jennifer King.
I'm Clayton Neville.
I'm Kevin Carr.
I'm Archie Zaraletta.
Concise, accurate, and fresh each day.
America in the Morning, the podcast, available wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
We probably all had a pet that went ahead and destroyed something in the house when we weren't looking, right?
Bruh. Yeah.
Okay, what was the all-timer?
Well, this was all the same dog. It was a Great Dane puppy. When we first got her, she ate the back of the only expensive piece of furniture I've ever purchased, and the last piece of expensive furniture. She ate the back of a couch, brand new couch.
Back of a couch.
She ate...
How much did the couch go for? If you don't mind sharing such a thing.
It was like a little under $1,000.
Oh, my damn.
2 recliners in it.
And you just had to throw it away and get a new one?
No, I kept it. I just put it up against a wall.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was really bad.
She ate the back of a couch, okay.
Yep. She ate drywall off the wall. She ate a railing. When we got married, not me and the dog, me and my wife, when we got married, she ate some traveler's checks that my mother-in-law gave me, which I thought was hilarious. I'm not a traveler. But she ate like $150 in traveler's checks.
Here you go, dude that never leaves the house. Here's some traveler's.
Yeah. I don't know what she's trying to say. Trying to think.
That's a hell of a list.
Yeah, we had a bunch of, for getting ready for Christmas dinner. Like it was Christmas Eve, and we had put a bunch of stuff out on a dining room table, you know, things that you could just leave out getting ready. And she had broke down the little dog gate we had, and she ate everything off the table. So we ended up at the vet to get her stomach pumped.
Yeah.
Stomach had to be pumped.
Yeah, because there was like chocolate and stuff like that on the table.
I mean.
She got to know that. I know there's more, but those were the big. Water softener salt. She ate a bag of water softener.
Well, who can resist, right? I mean.
She chewed the door handle off the door, got into the utility room, and ate water softener salt.
Anybody?
You're making me feel so much better.
Yeah, she was insane.
I mean, I don't know.
like maybe you had a bag of Cheetos and you turned that doorknob. Is that what happened?
She starts eating the Cheeto dust?
You had your hand in a bag of Cheetos and then you turned the doorknob. I'm just taking a guess that maybe that's what inspired her to do such a thing. Anyone else have a real terrific tale of house pet destruction? By the way, the Brotherhood, 68683. Start your message with Nick, Josh, or Dana if you've got a great... don't make it too long of a story because the text machine only allows a certain amount of... You know how that game goes. 68683, start your message with Nick, Josh, or Dana if you want to tell us a little pet destruction tale on our Luther Bloomington Kia text line. Anybody else here on the program?
I only had a Cocker Spaniel growing up, and he would just eat his own poop. That was the only real thing that he would get into.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I can't stand that. What were you saying, Smashley?
Normal.
No, it's not normal.
My dogs destroy everything.
They do?
Yeah, absolutely everything. Probably the thing that broke my heart the most was my dog got a hold of the Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, no.
And shoot those up. Yeah, that's just mean.
Those aren't cheap.
He only chewed up expensive things.
Yeah.
He chewed up how I charge my work phone because it's specific. Chewed that up. That was $50, and those Joy-Cons are $80 a piece.
Again, I'm just guessing here, but I think he probably smelled food on both. You have a pizza and then you finger bang the what do you call it, a Switch remote controller, right? Or you eat some brats and then you're playing with your phone.
Oh, brats.
That's true.
That's an excellent idea.
What happened?
I'm going to brat myself tonight.
Oh, attaboy.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to tell the story of a dog eating, a truck full of brats.
No, this dog's going to have some brats. This dog right here.
DAWG.
Craig Rosen's beard says our lab crapped out a condom in the flower garden by the front door.
Lovely.
I had a lab that would eat bras.
Yeah.
A lot of people are telling me I'm dumb. Of course, a Great Dane puppy eats all that stuff. I didn't know that. I found that out. It was a lesson I learned.
Yeah, my dog ate panties.
I never had a dog that's done that until I've got the youngest one I have now, Widow. She eats my underwear, and it's the most frustrating thing ever. And I now understand why it makes people so angry. She's killed at least 15 pairs.
This person says a coworker's dog ate a light bulb after eating his wife's underwear.
God damn.
My dog ate my wife's tip money, $200.
Oh no.
$200 right in the old gullet. Yeah, I've been lucky for the most part. Your typical destruction. The one that the story that I like to tell is when he ate 2 tickets to a WWE show. I had 6 tickets to go see a WWE house show, and I took a nap. I woke up, I only had 4 tickets.
Oh, no.
He just ate 2. I don't know what his problem was. He was jealous that I didn't ask him. I don't know. A woman had a hell of a situation the other day. Returned home to find her couch ripped to pieces. Her name is Vicky. She's 51. She thought she'd been robbed, but discovered that the culprit was her 2-year-old dog, Bo, which I think is short for boner.
No.
I've got a short boner.
We have a dog named Bo.
Is it short for boner?
No, Bocephus.
Bocephus.
Cute.
The damn dog had destroyed her sofa while Vicky was at work, leaving stuffing and such, all over the roomski. She says, I was at work. I was getting alerts from my pet camera that something was happening. Maybe I ought to get one of these. But I thought it was just Bo being Bo. Never in a million years did I think he was destroying my couch. She first thought, as I said, she had been robbed, but noticed the TV was still on the wall. Once she saw Bo happily sitting in the middle of the destroyed couch while wagging his tail, she put it all together. One of my favorite things you can find on the internet is the pet shaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. If you don't know what that is, I usually find it on the Chive, where I spend a lot of my time when I'm here at the radio station. I spend a lot of my time on the Chive. It's fun. Pet owners will come home and find something destroyed and then take a picture of their pet sitting in front of the destruction and a sign around their neck explaining, I ate all of the cat's poop and then ate the dishwasher and then tore a hole in the wall, and the dog sitting there going, I love that bit.
So this dog is buck wild. The next morning, Vicky puts Bo, short for Boner, in her son's room in a crate while she's at work to keep him out of trouble. Gave him some toys, put on calming sounds on television. Okay. But there was no stopping the little sumbitch. When she got home from work that day, he had chewed through the crate and broken down the door.
Dang!
And some of you can probably relate to this. The dog was diagnosed with severe anxiety disorder, separation disorder, something along those lines. They're now giving him a low dose of puppy Xanax. I don't know if puppy Xanax is anything like human Xanax. Let me just give Bo and its owner a little advice. Don't let Bo take that. This is straight from personal experience. Don't let Bo take that puppy Xanax after he's consumed 2 bottles of vodka. His behavior might be a little squirrely.
If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, yeah, he might end up in a Jamaican jail.
I never should have had those 2 bottles of vodka, Josh, before I started taking fistfuls of Xanax. I know that now.
They should talk to people about this.
Yeah, it was like you didn't know what you were getting into with the Great Dane. I didn't know what I was getting into. Bo, he's cute. He's doing better now, they say in the story. One of the best house pet destruction stories I ever heard. This was a friend of my dad's, had a little puffball dog, one of these little puffy sumbitches, short little legged guy, I don't know what it was. Feisty little prick. And he had what was nice for this friend of my dad's is he built a little doggy door for, I'm going to call him Puffy. Puff Daddy, I'll call this little dog Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy could come in and out of the house freely because of his little doggy door. So my dad's buddy never had to, get off the easy chair and, all right, you little son of a bitch, let's take you outside. The dog just came and went free. So my dad's friend left for a day or two, comes home, and when he opens the door, he thought, my God, what the hell? Who broke into my home? The house was destroyed. There was blood on the walls.
Jeez.
The kitchen faucet is on full blast. And he thought, okay, there's a killer in the house. What the hell's going on? I mean, the house was shredded. He's walking around the house, and what the hell? Oh, God, Puff Daddy's nowhere to be seen. Whoever broke into the house must have killed Puff Daddy. And he walks into the bedroom. On the bed is Puff Daddy, covered in blood and completely exhausted. He can barely even open his eyes to acknowledge that his owner is home. And on the floor of the bedroom is a raccoon.
Oh.
Also covered in blood and huffing and puffing and just completely. This raccoon was so exhausted that this friend of my dad's picked him up with his hands and threw it out the house.
Reminds me of the end of the movie The Gray.
Yeah, just that showdown.
You were Liam Neeson's just sitting there with that giant wolf at the very end.
Right. And what the old geezer quickly realized was that a raccoon walked into the house, and these two had been fighting for 2 days.
That's insane.
Or Peter and the chicken.
Yes.
There's some respect there.
That's a great example.
But they hate each other.
And because they tear each other just limb from limb.
Yes.
The ass always blows out of Peter Griffin's pants when he's fighting. You notice that?
Yes.
So, yeah. And I'll tell you what, this guy never really had a hell of a lot of respect for Puff Daddy because he's just this little puffy little dog. He doesn't hunt. He doesn't do nothing. After that, he thought, I got to start showing you some respect, son.
48-hour death match with a raccoon.
Yeah, 48-hour death match. Puffy made it. He was all right. I mean, he was cut up pretty good. And I don't know, he probably had to have a series of shots to keep him from dying, I would imagine, after scrapping with a trash panda. But that's the best I've ever heard. Talking earlier about house pet destruction. So then you don't have any stories of house pet destruction, do you?
I don't really. I mean, I've seen it in friends and relatives' homes, but never firsthand, no.
I've been sitting over here reading these text messages we got from the brother and sisterhood, just laughing my ass off. This is such good stuff. We started talking about what kind of damage our pets have done when our backs were turned. Josh has got just a never-ending list of items that a Great Dane devoured in his house.
Yeah, this was just one dog, and she went for it.
So we put it out to the brotherhood and the sisterhood. If you have any good stories of house pet destruction, cat, dog, rabbit, whatever the hell. And they just, like I said, I'm sitting over here just laughing my nuts off. Before Cubby, I want you to get us fired up on the topic, start getting after the text that you receive. But before we get there, if you were to get a pet, you said you want a dog. What kind of dog are you interested in, Dana? Or pardon me, Janelle?
I don't know. Probably something smaller because I don't know. I don't know that I'd want a really big dog, but maybe a beagle. I really like beagles.
Oh, no.
They're the best. I love beagles.
Okay. No, wait. Just wait. Because you don't know. Do you like a lot of noise?
No. Are they noisy?
Well, then don't get a beagle. I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say beagles are bad dogs. I don't want anyone coming after me, but I think even the most stubborn beagle lover will admit, beagle lover, I don't mean to make it sound like that. Even someone who loves beagles will admit that they make an effing racket.
Like barking at squirrels and things like that?
It's not even barking. They have that. They bay. Is that the word?
Oh.
Just that. Oh. Yeah. It's hard to even describe. Anyone else have any dogs that they wouldn't recommend to Janelle?
Chihuahua.
Well, see, I like those little guys.
Yeah. I don't like any type of little purse dogs or yippy dogs.
You don't like those?
I'm not a fan of those kind of dogs.
The Chihuahuas are very yippy.
Aren't border collies kind of hard to take care of if you don't have a yard?
Dude.
They need to run around so much.
Dude, a buddy of mine not only was goofy enough to get one, he got two at the same time.
Oh, God.
They wore a track out in his lawn. It was like an aerial view of Talladega, his lawn. Because they just ran in a circle the entire. At any rate, let's get into some of these stories of house pet destruction, because these are a lot of fun. Cubby?
This person said, just last night, my dog ate my daughter's Mother's Day card she made in school. That's heartbreaking.
That's tough.
Puppy, when I was a kid, ate $200 my dad left on the counter for groceries. Parents got in a huge fight. Divorced 4 months later.
Whoa.
Dad loved the dog. That's from Only with the Lights on, Jesus.
So it was like a get rid of this dog or get rid of me type of a situation?
That's what I'm guessing. He doesn't quite say that, but it sounds that way. Our lab just ate silly putty and a soccer shin guard. My dog ate the remote to his own shock collar, shocking himself in the process. Geeky singer Sheezus said, my rat terrier mix ate 2 pounds of meatloaf.
Whoa, that's going to be a messy evening.
J.D. Popper, Jesus said, took the toilet off to replace the wax ring, left to go get the new wax ring quick, came back, old wax ring gone. Ooh. Oh, nasty. Had a black lab, ate the following. Couch, kitchen table, 3 chairs, windowsills, baseboards, 3 kennels, and a treadmill. No particular order. Also, spiders.
Wow.
That's from Up Too Early Jesus.
This is so much fun because I can picture these dopey dogs just happily devouring everything in sight.
And some of us have had similar experiences, so we feel your pain. Our lab ate an old mattress in the basement when I was a kid, says Scrapwood Jesus. My dog once chewed my Ethernet cord when I was a kid and addicted to video games. I learned how to splice wire that day.
Is that right?
I had a coonhound that chewed on an extension cord and died, but we brought him back to life with chest compressions.
Oh, my God.
No kidding.
My cat ate a sewing needle with string attached.
Ow!
Our dog ate the key fob to my car. I had a Cocker Spaniel when I was a kid. He ate through the laundry room door. He ate a container of rat poison and a box of Valentine's chocolates. Lived for 10 more years. Panel bitch, Jesus. When I moved in with my now hubby, his lab loved me so much that she ate a huge hole in 2 pairs of shorts. Pooped it all out, says Chick Jesus. From even smaller than a gummy worm, Jesus, my dog ate 6 raw chicken breasts off the stove for making for dinner.
Oh, I'd throw up.
Country Jesus said, that's gross. Said my dog peed on my Hall of Fame signed Dino Ciccarelli jersey.
Oh, that sucks.
Dude, you lost a Dino Ciccarelli jersey?
My German short hair ate a 12-inch hole in my snowmobile seat the day I brought it home.
Oh, no.
My insane cross-eyed Siamese cat got into the terrarium and killed my caiman.
What's that?
A little alligator, they say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cat killed an alligator?
Okay.
That's front page news in the cat community, I bet.
I noticed my dog coming out of my daughter's bedroom with something in her mouth. Went over to investigate and discovered a used condom.
Oh, son of a bee.
Oh, that ain't good.
Why didn't I just watch her read it and not go and investigate? I'd be none the wiser. I spent hours winning... playing PlayStation, playing every character to unlock the bonus content. Then my cousin's Dalmatian, that was named Elvis, ate the memory card.
Oh, that
After
hurts.
all those hours, says Finn the Human Jesus.
I love that stuff.
Just had my 2 puppies pull the carpet halfway off the stairs.
Yeah.
Concrete Restoration Jesus had a coat rack next to the dog kennel, went to put his hoodie on, and the left arm completely gone past the elbow. He was a boxer. 3M Machinist Jesus said, my wife once thought a rubber band were intestines hanging out of our 3-pound Chihuahua's butt. Just a rubber band, luckily.
Tough to pass.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
My lady dog ate a bullet.
Damn.
Imagine if it passed gas and shot and killed someone.
Shots fired. Did you ever get that bullet back?
Good question. My lab ripped the carpet completely out of a room, ate part of our memory foam mattress, chewed the door handle off the door, chewed up my $500 snowmobile helmet and a fishing rod. And when I say fishing rod, I mean ate it hook, rod, and reel.
Holy cow.
I can't wait till he's gone.
How do they get away with that without
I don't
dying?
know. It is nuts, isn't it? Pipeline Inspector Jesus lived with my friend for a while. His dog ate 3 boxes of my Captain Crunch. Never even got a bite myself. Also, he had an entire pot roast out of the crock pot and ate all his dad's veggies from the garden.
What a life. Being a dog, what a
Good
life.
to be a dog.
Good to be a dog.
Because, like 99% of these dogs, they did it, and then the owner's mad, and then the dog, looks at those cute eyes, and they're just like, oh, you
And at that point, they don't remember what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
This one is evil. Lightning Fingers Jesus checking in. Our demon dog just ate the back of the Bible we got as a wedding gift.
Oh, that's a message. Is that not a message being sent?
Yes, that is a message.
Look, we got to take a break. Doesn't this all sound fun, Janelle? Don't you want a dog now?
I can't wait.
And this is nothing. We've barely scratched the surface. There's so many texts.
I'm hearing these stories and I'm second guessing whether I want one.
Well, you take the good with the bad.
I suppose.
Yeah,
I will say when you brought in that little dog you had, Nick, I fell in love.
No.
In the wagon. Remember?
Oh, the wagon. That was Cook's McGooks. She was a how should I say it? A handicapped,
disabled
corgi. What I was trying to come up with was her back legs didn't work, like Herbert the Pervert's dog on Family Guy. She was a sweet girl, and then she passed away a couple years ago. Cook's McGooks was where it's at. Yeah, we pulled her out of a what's the term? I'm not familiar with these. Where someone who
like
just
a rescue or whatever they call it, or a foster home.
Foster home. There you go. Thank you. You liked Cook's McGooks?
I did. Oh, so sweet.
She liked you
so
too.
Sweet.
She did. So anyway, you take the good with the bad. Odds are you're not going to get one of these outrageous situations. Your pet might tear up a little bit of this and that, but odds are it's not going to be as extreme as some of the messages we've received this morning that are just killing me. I'll continue on here with some messages from the Brotherhood that came in on our Luther Bloomington Kia text line. And like when, Josh, you were reading off some of these items that dogs consume. How do they live through it?
I don't know.
Here's a listener who says, my dog ate a razor blade.
Jesus.
If I ate a razor blade, wouldn't I be dead within hours?
Probably.
Some of these are a little longer, so bear with me, but they're great stories. I guess I have just one here that's kind of long, about a Great Dane. Now, that was the style of dog that ruined your house on multiple times, right, Josh?
Yeah, so we've had 2 now. The second one we got from being a foster home, and he was maybe 2.5 or 3. He's never given us any problems, but the first one we got was pretty much a puppy, also from a foster home, but she ate everything. Everything. It was crazy.
This listener says, my Great Dane chews, this is funny, my Great Dane chews things up all the time, but never anything that matters. For example, He pulled the lid off a tray of cookies and ate the lid, but didn't touch the cookies.
What a missed opportunity.
Right?
So he's either really smart and knows that he can eat a lid without getting in trouble, or he's just too dumb to realize he's missing the good stuff. From Truck Builder Jesus. Here's a cat who likes to eat tampon wrappers and toilet paper tubes out of the garage. Not of the garage, a garbage can. That's Tow Truck Jesus. Listener says, my dog ruined my 5th birthday party, ate the whole cake.
Oh.
He ate it's my birthday, and he ate the whole...
I bet that's tough on a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
My dad's dog ate a bright red bingo dauber and pooped red for the next month.
I've seen that happen with crayons before, too. Oh, found the missing crayons. They're in the backyard if you need them.
My wife and I ended up watching 3 cats for her coworker. They shredded a $3,000 couch that wasn't paid for yet.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
And he says...
Boy, if I bought a $3,000 couch, I don't think it would ever be paid for.
Yeah.
That'd be years and years and years.
That would
I'd be like that bank robber guy.
Right.
I'd be signing the last payment on my damn deathbed. He or she says the cat's owner never paid him for the couch. Puppy found a bottle of whiteout, and he enjoyed it on our black couch.
Oh, no.
Wow. No.
Listener says, turns out when my dog eats cat turds, it turns into explosive diarrhea around the house.
Yucky.
It's the worst kind is explosive.
I'll tell you a story about my old dog who lived to be 19 years old before he finally checked out. The Ozman. A dachshund, Janelle. Some listeners...
sort of what I want.
Yeah, some listeners are recommending, because you said you might want to get a small dog. Some listeners are recommending maybe you get a dachshund. Now, they also can be loud. They also can be loud.
Okay.
The Ozman did a fair amount of talking in his 19 years. The last 2 or 3, he didn't say much because he couldn't hear himself. He was deaf. He was blind. But anyway, one of the best stories about pet destruction. I was seeing a girl at the time. I went through about a dozen girlfriends during Ozzy's, the Ozman's lifespan. Christ, he lived 19 years. I mean, so a lot of girls got to know Oz. I broke up with this girl, but she still really liked Oz and wanted to dog sit him when I needed that assistance, and that was a wonderful setup. The dog liked her a lot, and she calls me when she's dog sitting him and says, "My God, I think he's dying." And I said, "What's the problem?" He's just, and she tells me he's just spraying diarrhea all over the house like a super soaker. She sent me pictures. It was like a horror movie. I could not believe what and I got concerned. Well, why is he so sick? I don't know. And I said, well, did you feed him some? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. You know, his regular dog food just seemed kind of boring. So I went out and I got him some, it was like this organic, wet dog food made out of salmon and shrimp. And I said, are you out of your effing mind? You can't just up and change a dog's diet suddenly like that, especially so extreme. He went from the cheapest dry dog food to this wet seafood dog food. So, of course, he got violently sick. What the hell's the matter with you? But we had a good laugh about it. Just she was cleaning that apartment for months. Excuse you.
Well, pardon someone.
Couple more here before we go, because we gotta go. Here's a listener who says, I'm not sure if this is okay to say on the air, but my dog ate over an ounce of cocaine and lived.
Wow. Jeez Louise.
Badass.
Tony Montana dog. My God.
Another listener says, my current dog ate a few sex toys.
Yeah, a few people have checked in on sex toys. Dogs like that.
That probably just looks like one of those like rubber toys that they play with, you know?
Yeah.
Depending on what it is.
Got some funk on it.
Wouldn't this be a cute scene? Your dog loves to go run around with the horses. Oh, you probably get out your cell phone, take some pictures. Isn't that cute? The dog likes to...
That's like a Christmas card right there.
Right, but the listener found out the reason he was following around the horses all day long is that he loved to eat, as the listener puts it, the pasture pies. Says he ate them like candy.
Oh, man. That's
not right before dinner.
Yeah, our last dog who recently passed away, she was a poop eater, and so she'd wait for the Great Dane and then go for it.
Just go to town.
Yeah.
Listener says, I've heard this many times. I would not want to be part of this. Listener says, my dog got a hold of the baby diapers, ripped it open, and ate everything that was inside. And finally,
A listener says, when I was younger, I had a pet rabbit who died doing what she loved to do, chewing the hell out of electrical cords.
That's too bad.
Maybe you need to get a kitty, Janelle.
Oh, God. I am not a cat person.
You need to meet my guy, Big Lou.
Well, I did fall in love with your dog, so maybe. You think it would change my mind?
Yeah, Big Lou's he's pretty cool.
I received a text saying any dog under 30 pounds is a cat. So I don't know, maybe you could get a...
Oh, I love that bit.
Under 30-pound cat dog.
I got a couple of buddies who talk like that. Yeah, they got that whole approach.
I wouldn't mind a super, like a min pin or something. If anybody has one or has experience, let me know. Is that a bad dog to get?
Dude.
I think they're cute.
I knew a miniature pincher once, was the best athlete I'd ever seen in my life.
Really?
It could run. They were so fast. Not they. This particular one was so effing fast. It could get going so fast, Josh, it could run along the walls like you were watching a Spider-Man movie.
Wow, that's awesome.
So cool.
The owners loved it, but I was just a visitor. I'd crack open a beer and wait for this thing to get buck wild. It'd be running on the walls.
I mean, I've loved our Danes, but, it'd be nice to have a dog that doesn't weigh more than I do, which our current one does.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind just a super tiny.
And you mentioned the hung thing now and again.
Yeah, I don't like that either. That's terrible.
Janelle, with that crass comment, we wish you a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, you guys. Great to talk with you as always.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
I have given my deck to a local bird in the neighborhood because he or she will no longer allow me to use it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My deck sucks anyways. He can have it. But, we can't go out there because he dive bombs us left and right.
Wow. I kind of love that.
What kind of a
You
bird?
love that. What did I do?
It's like, this is my deck.
No, I pay the taxes, Ashley. I pay the mortgage.
And you have a beautiful, big, wonderful deck for family activities.
Well, our deck actually sucks.
Oh.
I mean, that's why I'm not terribly heartbroken, so we don't really use it too much for fear it's going to fall over. But my dog loves to lay out there. And I heard him barking the other day, and usually that's my cue to let him in because he's too hot. And so, yeah, he just took this like 2-3 days ago this started.
Your home's been taken over. Is it a crow?
No, it's a robin. I had no idea, but my wife knew. I said, hey, we got this robin that's attacking the dog. And I thought, well, I'll go out there and this robin will go away. That wasn't true.
No.
It brought back reinforcements.
What?
And there was 2 of them dive bombing.
Have you found the nest yet? They're obviously...
Yeah, we found a nest.
Oh, well, then
but we don't think there's any babies in there anymore.
Well, just...
Oh, what's
I
their
think if
problem,
you
then?
remove the nest, they'll go away.
Yeah, if you're fine violating the 1918 Bird Migratory Act, yes.
Oh,
it's not as easy as I would have thought.
Forgot about that.
Now, if we're sure the babies are gone, the DNR said at that point we could probably move it. But we're not 100% sure yet.
Wapple and I got called into HR a few months ago because we completely forgot about the 1918 Migratory Act.
It was brutal. It was a long talk.
Yeah, very long. You need to be aware of these things, and so do I. I'm sorry to hear that, Josh. I hope it doesn't...
It's relentless.
I hope it doesn't affect the rest of your summer. It's strange that you're having this avian encounter because I have had the same experience this summer. An angry-ass crow has been hanging out. Okay, when I bought this house, they had the folks who owned the house prior to me, they had I'm just going to estimate here, Josh, somewhere around an 18,000-pound bird bath on the property, right? And number one, I don't think I could convince anybody to help me move this 18,000-pound bird bath. Also, I thought, cool, a bird bath. I didn't really care one way or another, so it's there, and it doesn't really bother me too much. I mean, if I had my way, I'd remove it, but I don't really have, like I said, I don't really have any way to move it. So there it is. Suddenly this summer, a big, pissy, angry-ass crow has claimed that as his friggin' hangout spot, right? So all the other birds in the neighborhood are staying away because he's claimed it. He makes a hell of a lot of noise. A lot of rabbits live on my property. They're afraid to come out and play because of this crow. And then somebody or another, a friend of mine, looked up on the internet a way to get rid of crows is to put up mirrors Crows are afraid of their own reflection, maybe because they think it's another crow. I don't know. And we did put up mirrors, and it worked. Some bitch hasn't come back for weeks.
That's so neat. Okay.
Yeah, I had not, how often do you think about or look into something like that? But it friggin' worked. Now, I don't know if that'll work for robins, Cubby.
I don't know. My wife was on the phone with the DNR, and they didn't, I don't think, well, at least if they did say something about it, she didn't say anything to me.
You really made a phone call to the DNR?
Well, because I had just said, well, let's move this thing. And my wife said, if you want to violate the 1918 Bird Migratory Act. And I said, what the heck is that? And I Googled it, and it's a real thing. And I thought, well, does that count with robins? I mean, aren't robins relatively common? It says, hell yeah, it counts for robins.
I thought you were joking about a migratory act.
It's legit. And so thank God I didn't do it. Yeah. Like, I'm just going to broom handle this thing. I tried my best to I reasoned with it. I bribed it. Everything. This thing wouldn't leave us alone.
Well, I mean, really honestly, do you think the authorities are going to race to your front door over the 1818 Migratory Act?
Now that I mentioned it on the radio, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. The DNR come kicking Josh's door in. On the ground now!
Yeah, last year we had a barn swallow that was on our house by one of the windows.
Who wants it? Anybody?
No
one. Okay, go ahead then.
And the barn swallowed, you're saying?
Yeah. Well, the cat, we would just leave it up there because there would be a family of birds flying in and out. And
I'm totally lost.
So
did anyone else get lost when he said the cat, we just leave it up there?
The cat loved to watch the birds go in and out of the bird home. Because it was right next to the window.
Sure.
So the cat loved to watch the birds go in and out, so we just left it. And the cat's just always...
Oh, I love when they do that.
I've never heard a cat do that.
Yeah, they always do when they're like in hunting mode and stuff like that.
Isn't there a noise that they make when they want to hunt something but they can't get to it too? Isn't it like like a scream type thing?
I don't know about that.
Are we talking about birds or cats now?
Cats.
Both. All right. Well, I'm sorry about your troubles, Cubby.
Well, people are saying somebody's dealing out with bald eagles. We've got some in the neighborhood.
Bald eagles?
And that would be absolutely terrifying. Now, I have to admit, I'm not too intimidated by this thing yet. But once the other one just they called the reinforcement and they sat at a tree and just kind of stared at me like, what are you going to do, man? That's when I thought, all right, I'm outnumbered.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
Man.
The dive bombing thing was kind of, the dog that's out there that loves the deck, it's 185 pounds. It's a big dog. And they're not scared. I mean, obviously they're protecting their family, but this bird does not seem scared at all.
Sorry to hear all that.
Is your dog scared?
He's too old to be scared.
No, he doesn't even really realize it.
Oh.
He barked at it but most of the dive, he doesn't seem to notice or
what's
care.
your problem?
But he's pretty old and senile at this point.
Okay.
Years ago, Cubby, I had a big, giant, firm, beautiful-looking deck. You should have seen it.
Oh, I wish I did.
Back when it was in its prime, my deck.
Mine actually is quite small, and people said if you just trim the shrubbery around it, it'll look bigger. I told you, though, it's small, and I thought, I have to get a new one. It's not, the city's even like, bro, you got to do something about this. And the estimates were out of control.
I remember you telling us that. It was like a comically large number.
Yeah, for a relatively small deck, so now I'm going to have to learn how to do my own deck.
That sucks. But I had this big, girthy, and it got taken over, but not by birds. It got taken over by bees.
I've got some hornets that keep deciding to live at my house.
That's what maybe I should have been more specific. That's what they were, wasps or hornets, and they not only did they take over the deck, but they were living in my walls.
Oh, I'm lucky I haven't had that.
That was a long time ago.
Those things build nests quickly, those hornets.
Yeah, they do.
I had to check in on the Migratory Act to find out what I could do with these wasps and hornets, whatever the hell they were. And
Have you guys ever heard of, I think they're called grass hornets?
No. Oh, those are the ones that just chill on the ground?
I don't know.
Hornets?
No,
What?
I think they're called like grass hornets. I'll look it up. But all of a sudden I found like dead grass. So our windows are crank out windows. And I opened them, which I very rarely do. And there was like I don't know, almost like it looked like insulation of dead grass all around the windows. I'm like, how that? At first I thought, oh, it must be blowing up here, but then it's on two different sides of the house, and I looked it up. It's grass hornets.
Oh,
I don't know.
Let me double check
that does not sound ideal.
Yeah, grass hornets and ground wasps are completely different.
So
it could be grass wasps.
I can't tell one from the other.
Oh, wasps. They're wasps. Okay, grass wasps. Thank you.
They're all bastards in my book. Well, what a drag. What's going on over at your place, Josh?
The wildlife taking over.
Yeah, we found a lot of. I think, did I tell you guys this? I found the back quarter of a what's it called? A rabbit the other day. A big one.
Dude, me too.
Nice. What happened to the rest of it?
Somebody ate it, and
Probably
then
an owl.
I found a squirrel head. That's just this year. The past, I found a really large rabbit head under a bush. Like at first, I thought it was a stuffed animal that had been torn up, but not until the gore came.
Have you ever heard an owl?
Oh, yeah, we definitely have an owl in our backyard.
Oh yeah, he's ripping those things up.
He's loud AF.
He's having fun.
We have a bunch of hawks that get all the rabbits by our house. I found intestines. I found a head. I found legs.
What?
And the dogs just always love it because I find them because they run over to it and they want to roll in it.
Oh, gross. Gosh, dogs can be gross.
They love things that stink.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
Nature's a mysterious thing, huh, everybody?
It sure is.
Crazy.
It can be a violent world. Survival of the fittest.
Dang, nature, you scary.
How long can a wasp, like those wasps that lived in your wall?
They were living in the walls. I could hear them.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, maybe terrifying is the wrong word.
How long? What?
Let's give you the heebie-jeebies. How long before they get squatters' rights and the cops won't let you kick them out?
I don't know. That's a good question.
We had one of the, I think one of the biggest mice infestations in Dakota County at one point, too. It's been a wild ride. And I live in the suburb. I don't live in the wild.
You live in a very nice neighborhood.
Yeah, I live in a neighborhood. This house has just been something else.
That's a hell of a deal.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Our experienced and certified technicians at Standard Heating have been trusted to keep our fellow Minnesotans comfortable and confident for over 90 years. We're ready to do the same for you, providing comfort you deserve since 1930.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.
The Rolling Stone Music Now podcast gets inside the biggest stories with Rolling Stone senior writer Brian Hyatt.
And here's Lil Yachty with Tierra Whack. I've never been to a fashion show. I never did any Paris Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, and I'll tell you why. Because I would always go to events and people would say to me, "Oh man, Yachty, man, I love your music, bro." And I should be like, "What song?" I didn't even, at the time, I didn't love my music. I would feel like I'm in a room with all these artists and they all respect each other, and I feel like no one respects me.
Rolling Stone Music Now, wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
Bet you the Milwaukee Bucks are hoping that no freak injuries happen to their star, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Sounds like he's taken up a new sport during the offseason. The NBA Finals MVP, I mean, what a series he had and what a great player he is.
Yep.
He's taken up a new sport for the first time this offseason, paddle tennis. Anyone ever played?
Paddle tennis.
Is that is that same thing as pickleball?
It's got obviously similar. There are some similarities to pickleball. It says here, paddle tennis is similar to regular tennis, but it has some slight differences, a smaller court and a lower net.
That sounds like pickleball.
Okay, I'd have to see it. I think we'd all have to see it to really tell the difference.
Is it played with a wiffle ball or is it played with a tennis ball?
Doesn't mention that in here, Randy Shaver.
Okay.
Paddle tennis balls are depressurized tennis balls made of rubber.
Okay.
So they might remind you of ping pong balls, it says.
Oh, really? Yeah, because they look like little tennis balls.
Well, here's the deal. The point is, now he's so in love with it after playing it once, he's thinking of installing a paddle tennis court in his backyard. And the reason I bring it up is I love his tweet. He sent out this tweet that says, "I just played paddle tennis for the first time.
you don't want this smoke.
He's a funny dude.
He is. I would like to try pickleball. I keep hearing these stories.
I just learned how to play about 2 weeks ago.
How did you do?
You know what? It's very fun. I did okay. I've still got a lot to learn about it, and the good part is when you get to be a certain age, there's not a lot of running involved.
Right.
There's a little bit of you get good exercise, but you're not killing yourself. How about that? I guess
that's exactly that's exactly why I am interested in. I still haven't seen it played. I don't have any idea really what it is. I mean, aside from the obvious, it's kind of like tennis.
Well,
but
how about you come over to my place and we'll match up against each other?
I would love to. You've got
and I'll teach you how to play.
Well, you've got like a court at your house?
I have courts in the neighborhood that I live in.
Oh, I would absolutely love that.
We have 6 pickleball courts.
I would absolutely love that.
Well, let's do that because it'd be fun.
Send me a text, whatever date works for you.
Okay.
And the reason why it's appealing is kind of what Randy was just saying. It sounds like you get a little exercise, but it won't kill you. I've got an uncle who's 66 years old who loves it, and well, if that sumbitch can play, then I certainly can probably handle it for an hour or two. And I was always actually pretty damn good at tennis and ping pong, so I think I could do some damage.
Yep, that'd be fun. I will do that.
Yeah, let me know.
When are you sober?
So Monday mornings. Well, no, that's not fair. Yeah, I'm hungover on Monday morning. I don't usually get too crazy on Wednesdays. Holler at me. Just holler at me. Here's a listener texted in saying, I played pickleball in treatment.
Oh, really?
I wasn't going to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an intervention plan for you then.
Intervention, yes.
Over at the Hazeltine.
I wanted it to be a surprise.
Pickleball court.
Tell him, hey, Randy Shaver, you better pack a lunch. If you think you're dragging me into spin dry, you better pack a lunch. This listener says, I played pickleball in treatment, and that crap is violent. They call it violent.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Well, so
I just Googled as I've been looking at pictures. I've seen it played, and I've been looking at these pictures, and the Google images. I don't see anybody like under the age of 50 playing pickleball. You know,
that's correct.
Yeah. I mean, that's not like an insult. That's just it looks like it's kind of like a sport for people that don't want to move around too much anymore. Like you said,
that's
Randy.
That's exactly what it is. Yep.
Pickleball.
But it's good exercise. It's deceiving as to when you look at it, you think, oh, you're not going to get much exercise doing that, but actually you do. So
just drink every 5 points. How do we incorporate beer drinking into this?
I'm sure you'll figure out a way.
We put solo cups full of beer on the end lines, and if I knock yours over, you got to slam a beer, that kind of a thing. Is this true? Maybe a little Wapple research is in order. Pickleball, says a listener, was invented by 2 hippies and their dog named Pickle.
Oh, that's what they call it, pickleball.
That's cute.
We're going to have Wapple look that up. Here's a listener saying, I played a version of pickleball with Josh Mama.
Come on, man.
I don't know why they always get
Jeez.
Oh, a listener's asking me, will I play in flip-flops? What kind of footwear should I be prepared for?
I suppose you could play in flip-flops if you wanted to. I would suggest that you wear some sort of a tennis shoe, but that's your call.
I do everything else in flip-flops. I'll try it.
I'm sure you do.
Because I don't like shoes. I don't like tennis, especially don't like tennis.
I don't know if I've ever seen you with shoes on.
Yeah, I don't like
tennis shoes. So that would be new for me.
I don't understand socks and tennis shoes. I think I would I would go crazy if I walked around in my life wearing socks and tennis shoes. I don't understand it.
I mean, you certainly can show up with no sleeves if you want to.
Well, that's all I got.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice in that matter.
Right.
Now, we have listeners warning us. Randy, I've received 2 separate text messages from listeners who tore their Achilles playing pickleball.
Jeez.
Well, you can do that. I mean, here's the thing about being a certain age and wanting to your brain tells you can do all that.
Right.
Your body tells you, nope, not quite. I can see how that would happen, especially if you're like a former athlete who, you've been active your whole life, and then you get to be a certain age and you start playing pickleball and you think, oh, this is going to be easy. And you get rambunctious. I can see how you can do that. Absolutely.
Does that kind of thing ever happen to you in the sack?
In the sack?
Yeah, you're trying to pull off some. You don't even attempt those. No, okay, I'm just asking.
No, I do a lot of warm-ups before that.
Smart.
I never want to pull something. Yeah, yeah.
Squats.
Oh, yes.
Before you get sure, because the same thing would apply to older men in the bedroom. I would imagine. Hey, let's do that, honey. That trick we did when we were on vacation in Cancun. Let me try. Tearing tendons and things.
Watch my hamstring roll up my leg.
Oh. What is this now? My dad blew an ACL playing pickleball.
Again, but you can blow an ACL doing anything.
Well, of course you can. You can blow an ACL crossing the room if you're a certain age.
Yeah. Who was that twin that slipped on the ice? The Twins rookie prospect this year.
Oh, I don't know.
Can't remember his name, but
Wapo, what'd you find out about the invention of pickleball?
It was invented by a successful businessman, Bill Bell, and Congressman from Washington, Joel Pritchard.
That's boring. Let's go with the hippie and the dog named Pickle.
I like that too.
Yeah, it was Royce Lewis. He slid on some ice, and that's why he had to have the reconstructive knee surgery.
I missed that story.
Man, I missed the entire season this year.
Now, this is really interesting. People are texting in saying they played pickleball in high school.
Oh,
I never heard of it.
They actually, that's how my oldest Ryan taught me how to play, and they used to play in gym class in high school.
Yeah.
So it's been around a while.
I only heard of it like maybe 2 years ago.
I'm with you, Cubby.
If even. Maybe it was even less than that.
Hadn't heard about it. Oh, you guys, do you want to hear again about how me and Big Al dominated in badminton in 1986 at Wayzata West Junior High School? Do you want to hear again about me and Big Al?
Yes.
We dominated. And we weren't afraid to talk a little trash either.
You? No.
Badminton, tennis. Oh, I'm gonna be awesome at this pickleball. The cat falling from the upper deck at the college football game, only to be rescued by fans below using an American flag as a life net, really is an awesome video and an awesome moment. I think I've watched it a dozen times. Talking about how you could blow an ACL or an MCL or tear an Achilles. You don't have to be playing pickleball for these things, not necessarily, or any other athletic sport. It can just happen. I like this story from Northside Front Load Jesus, who says, hell no, you don't need pickleball to blow out an ACL. This got me laughing because I'm picturing my dad or my brother pulling off something like this. Northside Front Load Jesus says, my brother stood up from cutting a deer and blew out his ACL.
Oh, gosh.
He was cutting a deer and he takes a step and he stepped into a hole. You should have heard that sumbitch scream, says Northside Front Load. Okay, maybe I'm the only one who enjoys other people's misery to that level.
No. I had a buddy who slipped on ice outside the CC Club after I had offered to give him a ride because he was like, no, I'm going to go to the next bar. And I was sober. I'm like, I'm going home. And I'm like, it's on the way, man. He goes, no, I'm fine. Takes one step into the street, slips, tears his ACL.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Never got it fixed either. He's just rolling around with one ACL now.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
In a town called Pilbara, this is in Australia, they had some things happen. Somebody thought they found a human carcass on the side of the road. It was wearing a tracksuit. You know those effing outfits, the tracksuit?
Mm-hmm. There was a guy that used to work here that wore a tracksuit. I think I'd only ever seen him in a tracksuit.
I don't know who that would be. A guy that used to come into work wearing a tracksuit?
Yeah, I only would see him once every 5-6 years.
I don't really. To me, the only time I ever see a tracksuit is in a movie that features the Russian mob.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For whatever reason, in the movies, they're always wearing tracksuits.
Yeah. Tracksuits are starting to come back.
Well, now we're talking.
They look comfy.
I've been waiting on that.
A lot of rappers and stuff wear them.
Oh.
Get out of this town.
Yeah.
Dana's kind of got the top of a tracksuit on.
Yeah. I have the bottoms of this, too. I just don't really mess with that, the whole thing. That'd be a little much, I feel like.
Well, no. Try it out.
I'd be down for it, yeah.
All right. I'll come in tomorrow.
Mr. Fashion, Wapple told you it's coming back.
Well, if I'm thinking the right thing as far as what a tracksuit is, and Wapple mentioned rappers, I mean, one of the original big-time rappers always wore a tracksuit back in the day, and that was LL Cool J. When he was singing about girls coming around the way and talking about going back to Cali. Yo, I don't think so. LL Cool J used to always Run DMC.
Yeah, you need a bucket hat, too.
Yeah, back in the day, they always had the bucket hat.
Wapple, you're onto something. I just Googled tracksuits, and there's like fancy tracksuits you can buy now.
Yeah, that's the drip that everyone's talking about.
I don't have any drip.
No,
Yeah,
zero
get one
drip.
of these, especially if you get like the Adidas brand tracksuit.
That's what I'd get.
That's how you know you're making it.
Yeah, that's what Dana's got going on right there.
So here we go. They found what they thought was a human carcass wearing a tracksuit. But it wasn't a dead human inside that tracksuit. I don't know why the F somebody would do this, but somebody stuffed cow bones up inside the suit.
Yuck.
To make it look like it was human remains. What the F the point of that is, it gave people the creeps. Police in town were pissed because this was basically someone effing around trying to get the cops to think somebody had been murdered and had been rotting inside a tracksuit for a month or two.
Did look gross.
It did. They set up a crime scene. They had to conduct forensics. When I first read the story, I was surprised they had to go through all that. I wouldn't think it would take very long to figure out that the bones weren't human. By the way, Josh has a bone that'll make you think he's not human. It caused police to use an entire day of resources. 3 cops had to guard the scene. They had to bring in the forensics guy and the this and the that. It was a waste of police time and taxpayer dollars. And I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but our taxes pay the salary for police officers. So, you're pretty much their boss.
Well, you should tell them, because I don't know if the cops know this.
Yeah, I
Just
recommend.
remind them.
Yeah, bring that up anytime you're pulled over. Cops love it. Doesn't make you look like a douchebag at all.
And they've never heard it before.
No.
You got to let them know.
Mm-hmm. So this whole mess impacted the cops' day. They thought they had well, that's a dick move. Why would you do that, Cubby?
I don't know. I can't figure that one out. Maybe somebody told you were hilarious at a young age and you just kind of went with it. I'm going to order a tracksuit.
Do it.
When you put it together, let me see what you ordered. I think I could give you an idea whether or not you'll look dope in it. Okay?
Okay.
Does it come with a bucket hat, or you got to get the bucket hat separately?
I think it'll be separate. This is what I'm thinking, Nick. That one right there.
Hey, you know what? I think you would look good in that.
Oh, it's nice of you to say.
I really do. But yeah, all the old school rappers made that famous, back when I was a kid. I really do think you would wear that. At least the top. I don't know about the track pants.
I'd have to get them super skinny.
Oh, I feel
That'd be the look, wouldn't it?
Real skinny.
Yeah.
I think they'd be really comfortable, and Josh wouldn't take them off.
I don't know. I mean, they probably
Are you just basing that on every other piece of clothing I wear, where I
possibly
put it on and don't take it off for a while?
They probably would be comfortable, but I don't know. Maybe I've always had a pet peeve of dressing like you're going to exercise, but you're not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I would feel a little silly wearing the pants too, right? Because it looks like I should be holding a basketball.
Yeah,
or
Josh
something.
goes to the Timberwolves game, and you see him in the pregame lineup.
Yeah, if I'm not holding a tennis racket or a basketball or something, it just doesn't make any sense.
You're not going to the gym anytime soon. Then why would you be dressed like you're going to the gym? But that's just me. That's just the liquor talking.
Oh, here we go. First comment on this tracksuit I'm looking at from Messy Biggie. 5 stars. Tip-top product. Only way to roll when I walk in the club. This paired with matching bottoms brings out the flavor.
Dude,
yeah.
I gotta get this.
You gotta bring out the flavor.
It'd be stupid if I didn't get that. I want to bring out the flavor.
What about
a great comment.
What about when he walks into the club? What does he say?
He says, only way to roll when I walk in the club.
When I walk into the club.
This paired with matching bottoms brings out the flavor.
So you have to wear the bottoms.
That sounds like you talking.
I guess so.
That sounds like something you would say.
I can just picture Josh walking into the nearest Applebee's, bringing the flavor.
That sizzle you hear is me.
Yeah.
That's not fajitas.
The 93X FM Morning Show. 93
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.